What's going on, y'all? Hope everything is okay. This is the Good Samaritan. So, hope y'all doing all right. It's been a while. I know. But we here. So, post Thanksgiving and all that good stuff. Hope y'all all right. Let me make sure we are officially up. Tracy, are you there?
I'm here.
Good. Glad y'all doing well. All right. We did good. We started right at 6. All right. We're doing good. I'm be on by 10. What is Terrence talking about? Okay. He think we're gonna be on here for 5 hours. We not. Anyway, hope y'all doing good. Hope everybody's straight. We all good. More people are coming on. Tracy, how you been? How was your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was absolutely amazing. I
Cool.
did exactly what I wanted to do, eat and sleep in that
Mm-hmm.
order
Mm-hmm.
and repeat
Mm-hmm.
process.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, I'm glad we had a good time. We went to some friends' house and we had a great dinner. We played some games. We played spoons for the first time. A lot of people don't know what spoons is, but we played
No,
spoons.
what is that?
So spoons is actually a game where if you have, let's say you got about 6 people, you put 5 spoons on the table, right? And the objective is that you have these deck of cards. Each person gets 4 cards, right? So the person who dealt actually looks and sees if they have a card that they would like to match. So you have to have a match of 4. So you have to have 4
Mm-hmm.
twos, 4 threes, for whatever, but you have to do it very fast. And then the person that gets a match, they grab a spoon. Now, whoever does not grab a spoon is out.
Oh,
You get it? But now let me tell you what the kicker is. The kicker is that literally, when I tell you the table got to be strong, it got to be sturdy, it got to be fully put together. Because the way people be
yeah.
slamming themselves over their table and spoons be
I'm
flying
like, what?
everywhere. Yeah, you be having people like on the ground sliding to the spoon like they playing football or something. It's the craziest
Oh
thing in
my
the
god.
world. I learned that game back in Patterson almost 35 years ago. And I've been playing it ever since. I've been teaching it around the world. So
Mm,
So,
mm,
but
mm.
yeah, it's been a great ride with that game. But everybody that plays it, they're all like, "Man, this is fun. This is fun." But it's it's a pretty fun game. You know, you gotta like really you gotta make it to where uh you are playing it safe. Um,
Right.
but it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. It's been like really cool. It's been one of those situations. Hold on, I think Tanya just came in. There she is.
Miss
Um,
Tanya.
so we just gotta make sure that when you play the game, you gotta be strong. I've seen, it's like spades. I've seen so many people lose friendships over that game. It's
Oh
been like,
wow.
oh yeah, it's real in the field when it comes to that stuff. Like
Well,
for real,
Kevin,
for real. So
Kevin, you almost lost friendships over that because you kept winning.
I mean, that's a good reason not to,
You kept. I was like, if he wins one more time, if he wins one more time.
Tracy, it got to a point where one lady had a match. She won the game, but she lost the spoon. She couldn't grab the spoon in time.
Mm-mm.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, that's. Oh yeah, I forgot about
And
that.
I got it. She had the winning hand, but I'm the one that got the spoon. So, but
Mm. Yeah,
yeah, it's a
that's
fun
that sound
game.
like a tough game.
It's
It's
fun.
yeah, you gotta be strong to do it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like really have your
I
head
don't
on
think that's
straight.
my
And
cup of tea.
yeah, it's not for the faint of heart.
Mm-mm. No, 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 no,
It's,
no.
it's
I'm
not
too
for
little for
those who are.
that.
It's not too. You said you're too little.
I'm too
it's not.
little for that.
It's not for those who are trying to live holy in the sight of God. It's not.
Oh, oh,
You-
oh, yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna you're
I'm
gonna
out.
say some stuff later on. You're gonna say some stuff. So, but it's all good. So yeah, we ain't been here in a while. We haven't talked. We haven't been sharing too much. Lots been going on. People been celebrating. People been starting lives. I've been watching a lot of stuff on social media, just kind of putting things in perspective. And the real, truth about the whole situation is is that there are a lot of things that have taken place within the last couple of weeks. And, sometimes you just got to sit back and watch. Don't say nothing. Don't put nothing out there. Nothing. Just kind of
Right.
watch what everybody else got going on. And it is just nuts. It's bonkers what I've been seeing. But yeah, it's very clear that life is life in a lot of ways. So I guess I'm gonna start this off. I'm pretty sure everybody else is coming on to be here to talk about some stuff in a minute. Tanya, did you enjoy your Thanksgiving?
I was with you, so yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
There you go.
Wait, so
All right.
wait, was I not
Miss
supposed
Tanya,
to?
I missed you.
I missed you too. I feel like you missed me, and I missed you too.
Yeah.
I had a minute where I had to get myself together, but I'm okay.
I don't know what the boxing hands was
It's
for,
okay.
but okay.
You know what the boxing hands are for.
I don't know. What do I know?
Just
I
let
have
her
no
do
clue.
it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Tracy, that's what you had. That's what you did to your husband.
Yeah, we're not even gonna
Let
talk
me do
about that. Yeah, just stand there, don't move. I got it. Just let me hit you. Um, but yeah, it was yeah, we had a good time. So let's start first. I had to start with this because it's just weird to me. So Jay-Z is now up for questioning with this whole
Yes.
situation, but it's not even so much just with the party itself. They have incurred or pretty much put out there that now, this hey daughter, my daughter's on here right now.
Hi.
It's a 13-year-old,
Yeah, I heard about that.
and I'm like, wait a minute. Now this is the part that gets me. This is I can't understand this. This like kind of wears me out. You have a gang of money.
Yeah.
You got more money than I think they think black people should have, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the way that they deal with stuff, they are so particular about the fact of how they are like, we are trying to see exactly how we can take this money from you. But you have
Mm-hmm.
so much money. You got so much money, so much money. And you mean to tell me that with all your money, you got to deal with a minor?
I think they've
Like,
run out of things to do.
okay, that's fair. I think the same thing. I think realistically with that, the bottom line is that even going to a point where you run out of things to do, why put yourself
Yeah,
in
that's just
harm's
not
way to deal with
right.
a minor?
A
It's a
minor.
minor. What up, eh? What's going
What's
on,
up,
And
man?
y'all? How y'all doing?
hey, Ava, in
Happy
my mind,
Thanksgiving,
a
post
minor
Thanksgiving.
Same to
Go ahead,
you.
Tracy. Go ahead, Tracy.
a minor should not appeal to you at all. It's a child. You're looking at a child. So something in your head has to say, this is a child. This isn't right. You know what I'm saying? It's like looking at no, mm-mm. That's bad. That's a
I
spirit.
don't care if
I
you
know.
got $10 billion in the bank or $10 in the bank. It does not matter.
That's right.
When you're looking at a child and you're looking at a kid, there's nothing
The wrong
appealing
way.
about that child. There's
No.
nothing appealing. And I know
Mm-mm.
there are little girls out here. I don't know if it's in the hormones. I don't know if it's in the anti whatever they call it, the stuff they putting in these chickens or whatever you
The
home
MSG.
fed MSG. Yes, let's not Tanya, please don't. Yeah, just don't. Um the reality of it is that oh boy. The reality is that is a child, and I know they look like women, but
Yeah.
they not women, bro. They not women.
Right.
Those are not women. Those are
Right.
not. Those are
Okay.
not women. You know that girl ain't over 18.
Yeah, and let me let
Right.
me let
There's
me tell you
some
what the
buff.
docket said. Can I
I'm,
read? Can I tell you what the docket said about it?
Yeah.
I was just about to go there, but go ahead.
Yeah. So the docket mentioned Kevin. I don't know why you have a problem with me doing you. You gotta do all that, man. I just want to tell you what the docket said. Is that okay?
Oh, that's not why I did that. Go ahead.
Oh. Well, so the docket said that she was trying to go to a concert. Well, no, VMAs, couldn't get in. First of all, she's 13. What is she doing this, right? What is she doing? Oh, she's from Alabama. She's trying to go to the BMA. She could not get in. She saw a limo driver. Limo driver said, "I am Diddy's limo driver. He like girls like you. Let's link up after the show." So what he did, he ended up picking her up again. This is what the doctor said. He ended up picking her up, taking her over to this party. She gets there. She said there was a plethora of things that you can use to loosen yourself or to, you know, drugs or whatever it was, right? She was handed a drink. Well, she asked for a drink. She got handed a drink. She started feeling woozy. She was put into a room where it was Jay-Z, Diddy, and then they called Jane Doe B, right? And so they
Mhm.
said that Jane Doe B was a female, by the way. And so what they said was they were in there and they let Jane Doe B and Sean Carter do their thing while Sean watched, and then Sean sat back and let Diddy do his thing while he watched. She got up, she hit Diddy in the neck. He was very surprised, is what she said. She grabbed her clothes, she ran out, she ran to a gas station where some girl found her and told her she can use the phone. She used the phone. She said she called her mom. She wait, called her dad. I'm sorry, called her dad. Told her dad she was sorry for lying about where she actually was, and so whatever. So she said she's had PTSD since then. She's been a person who's been away from society since then. She's just experienced a whole lot. So then, um, Jay Z responded with, I basically in a nutshell, this is a long letter, but it basically saying that at the end of the day, gangster guys are not guys who care for girls like this. He said, I'm from the streets. I'm from the streets of Brooklyn. We actually, what he
Hmm.
said, something of we're people who protect children. We don't care nothing about no kids. He said, as a matter of fact, you're trying to do a civil case. I want you to change it to a criminal case. He said, I want to go to trial and I want you to prove that I was able to do this and I did this, blah, blah, blah. Now, mind you, I don't know who did what because all this is alleged, but apparently the guy who is the lawyer who's put this up together is a guy who is very savvy or tries to be very savvy in these type of celebrity big cases. And that's where I'm coming from. Sorry.
Hmm.
Can I
First
say?
of all, go ahead, man.
Um, this is what I know, and this is outside of who was involved. That is a sickness.
Yes, it
The
is.
reason why I say it's a sickness, it goes beyond money. I heard what y'all said. You wait till all of this money come, then all of a sudden you want to do this. Well, honestly, they was doing this before the money was even there. It's just that it's out in the open now because they are public
Okay.
people. They're famous. And one thing I do know is certain situations are different depending on the person. Some people we don't know their story as far as maybe they got touched, or maybe I know allegedly from what I heard about Diddy with Andre Harrell, and I mean the dude went to
Right.
Howard.
Right.
Well, Howard, to my knowledge, is one of the biggest H HBCUs
Yeah.
comes to having HIV and AIDS. So in other words,
What?
yeah, I heard that years ago. Yeah. So that lifestyle
Hmm.
is currently there. It is what it is. Not that it is what it is, because I'm not trying to be insensitive. But these people,
No. Yeah. I know what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
these people, this is stuff that they've dealt with even before the money, and even before that. Let's be real. This is stuff that's been going on in the music business, in
Yeah.
government.
Yeah.
They've been doing this for years. And a
Yeah.
lot of times, uh, prime example for R. Kelly's situation. R. Kelly gonna do what he want to do. It is what he likes. What he likes. It is no different from people watching porns of midgets or watching porn of
Mm.
men and women
Right.
sleeping with animals. All of that.
Right.
People like what they like. My issue is, well,
Ugh.
where were you? Where were the parents?
Right.
But why are you waiting 20, 30 years later to want to say, "Oh, Jay
To
Z
say
touched
something.
my daughter"? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I
That's
agree.
what irritated
Money.
them. It irritated the mess out of me watching that whole R. Kelly joint. You sitting here talking about he did this to your daughter, he did that to your daughter, but nigga, what did you do? You took the money and kept quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, with that, I am a little I get both sides. It is very much a mental illness. It is a sickness that these people actually love and love little boys and you sleep like and you loving little young girls. That is a sickness. They are sick in the head.
Yeah.
Yep.
This stuff
Yeah.
was happening before money even came about.
Well, here's the gist of
Good
it.
evening,
The
y'all.
gist of it is this. What's up, Scott? What's going on, man? Glad you're on here. Happy Thanksgiving, brother.
Same to you.
Um,
Same to
here's
you.
here's here's the reality of it. When Michael Jackson had to go to court for that lady that said he touched her son, and they
Right.
settled. First of all, here's and I said this a couple of months ago. You can't settle out of court with me about my child. You can't
Nope.
settle out of
Right.
court. If you settle out of court, then that lets me know this was not about my child's safety or their welfare or their mental state. This was about bread,
Yep.
Right.
right? So
That's
if that's
true.
the case,
That's
because there's not enough money for you to pay me for me to let my
that
child
I'm
be
not gonna
scarred emotionally for
right.
life, and they can't be around adults at certain times because they feel like they're gonna be whatever. But the
Yep.
reality of it is that when it comes to the R. Kelly situation, right? R. Kelly didn't get in trouble because of what he was doing. I said R. Kelly wouldn't sell his catalog.
Mm,
Okay.
So he didn't get in trouble because he was messing with kids. He got in trouble because he wouldn't sell his catalog. Bill Cosby got in trouble because he was trying to buy NBC.
NBC.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's true.
Michael
Yeah.
That's the
Jackson was
first
under
time.
scrutiny. Michael Jackson was not screwed. And here's the thing. Michael Jackson held his child outside of a 13, 14-story
Sure
building.
did.
Yep.
You're
And
right.
they looked at that for 10 seconds, right? And they said, he held his child up. And that was the end of that,
Yep.
right?
Sure
But when it came
was.
to all these kids and all this other stuff, all of a sudden we got to make a mockery of him now because we personally feel like this dude is out here just doing any and everything. The other part of that is, and it goes back to what we were talking about, Avery. I heard what you said. You understood both sides. This is the reality. Here's the sickness. The sickness is me thinking because I have power, I can do what I want to do to whoever I want to do it with. That's the sickness.
Okay.
The sickness is when you become addicted to the power and you turn around and say, okay, now that I'm this person, I'm not only powerful, but I'm addicted to the fact that everybody got to bow down to what I want to do. That's another portion of the sickness. The other portion of the sickness is you thinking that these white folk are going to let you walk around here
Yeah, that's the truth.
messing with their money. I don't care how light of a black person you are. If your descent is
That's the
black,
truth.
I'm telling you,
That's the
the
truth.
moment that you become in the public eye and you decide that you are going to be out here and be seen by millions and millions of people, let me tell you something. I said it on TikTok earlier today. You are not for everybody, but you will always be a target for the people who look at you and go, this monkey is
That's the
out
truth.
here thinking they can do whatever they want to do. Puffy didn't get in trouble for what he was doing, y'all. That's not what happened. Puffy is not in trouble because of what y'all heard about the baby oil and all this other stuff, him sodomizing that girl and them raping and, assaulting that girl sexually in that hotel room and all this other stuff, him, abusing that young lady. All of that stuff.
Oil.
Yeah, that's been happening. But here's the
Right.
reality. The reality is Puffy got up there and tried to sue Ciroc and messed with their stocks in
Yep.
Manhattan, messed with their
So
stocks
that's
in
where the
London.
problem comes in.
So the problem was not what he was doing because the whole time he was doing that, they were covering him. When he
What's
turned
going
Right.
on when you
around and
try to go
said,
against them?
yeah, but Luke, Uncle Luke, they call him, but Luke from Two Live Crew, he said the best. He said,
Yeah.
if they dressing you up, they putting you in nice cars, they got you in that mansion, they doing all this other stuff, you better shut up. You better
Yep.
don't you say
Mhm.
nothing. Because guess what? guess what? When they was sitting up there dressing you up and they putting you in these cars and got you doing all these commercials in your black tuxedos and all this other stuff, they got somebody sitting there watching you.
And can I tell you what they were really saying? This
What's
they
that?
said 3 words or 4 words. We own you, nigga.
That's
That's what they
true.
were saying.
And listen, anytime, because again, if you were doing all of this stuff, nobody really wanted to say anything about it because
Nope.
at the time, what you found out was you found out that you was powerful, but you are not more powerful than the people who gave you the power.
And
Yep.
you know what makes that true? Because that can be in any type of position. Because I could sit here, grab
It's
women
true.
by the I'm sorry, by the P.
Uh-huh.
I can grab them by the this, and I can say this what I want. I could be racist. I can get 45, 50 counts of charges, and I can still be president of the United States.
That part.
Guess what? Because I'm making them money, and I'm not doing anything against them.
That's
When I
good.
Yep.
stop making them money, that's when I go down. Who that
I tell
sound
you
like?
Yep.
what, if he turns around and pisses them off, as you said, I'm gonna tell you what,
Yeah.
you think people going down because of Puffy. Let me tell y'all something. Donald
Well,
Trump,
45
half
people going down with him.
half of Congress will be wiped out if that
You
man gets in trouble.
And the music industry too, because he was in a lot of their videos.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
he first of all,
that
when I
is
saw that
true.
John Jones went over and gave him the belt, and they was having a whole conversation, I was like, "Look at this yard nigga.
Yep.
Mm.
You ain't even a house nigga. You a yard nigga, and you sitting up here shaking hands with this man,
With the
and
devil.
you and I'm. Here's the thing.
You
I
right.
understand that we
Pastor.
all got stuff we got to do. I get that, but the reality of everything is this: when you put yourself in a position where you are abusing young kids and you are dealing with young children. I ain't talking about these older ladies. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about young girls that are at such the age that they're at is so impressionable. You are trying to make them believe that this is all they're worth when you take them at 12 and 13 years old. And
That's the truth.
I'm sorry, I can't look at. I'm gonna go as deep as Africa. Years ago, a pastor named Tudor Bismarck was preaching about
Yeah.
some of the stuff
dude.
that they were doing in Africa. He said they had a little girl, and I don't want to be too derogatory or crazy with it, but I gotta tell it so we all understand. These guys had a 5-year-old girl,
Oh.
and they had took her to an alley out in Africa somewhere, and they were throwing glass at her. They would break the glass on the wall, so when it would shatter, it would cut her skin.
Mm.
They threw the bottles at her. When they picked her up, they put her on a bed and they all raped her. It's like 5 of them.
Yo.
And after they did it, they went and took the little girl and buried her alive in the ground.
Yo.
Like that kind of stuff is so morbid. I'm like, I can't look at a child and even think for 1 second that I would even want to get next to them long enough to make them feel like I'm gonna hurt them.
Right.
A 5-year-old baby. There's absolutely nothing that child could have done at all to expound that kind of
Nothing.
behavior. They ain't been here long enough to piss nobody off.
No.
But what happened to the 5 guys once they found out what happened and what they did? They took the 5 guys, they tied them all to trees.
Them Africans
They
don't play, brother.
Yeah, they did almost like the Asians do. They cut these little cuts till they were bleeding in these guys. They drowned them in gasoline and they lit them all on fire, and they basically had a celebration while these men were burning alive.
They
Oh,
don't play,
God.
bro.
And I kept saying, if that's all you got was you got moved from one prison to another because you were not comfortable and because you messing with these little babies, I'm sorry, man. You got too much money. You could buy a house and put the prettiest women in there, women who are willing, who are able. They're not gonna give you no heart. They're not even gonna talk. They won't say nothing. They won't say nothing. But you got to go and try to take control of a child. That's what I'm saying. Everybody said it's a sickness. That's exactly right. That's an illness, because
Yeah,
anytime
that's
you
it.
look at a child and feel like you're going to have sex with a child,
A
And
child.
you don't know what that does to them psychologically,
that's
bro.
what I said. Mentally, it
You,
kills them.
they
They don't
get
know the
up,
back.
and then a lot of the females, I'll say, and some guys too, by the time they're 17, they turn into to going being strippers, and I'm just using that as an example because they don't have an identity. All they know is this is what I'm good for. This is all I'm good for. So by the time they're 30, and when you're 30 years old, in that type of lifestyle, your body start wearing and tearing. And so there you go again, get thrown out into the wolves. So you deal with depression, you deal with abandonment, you deal with rejection. And these are issues that we're having, especially in the Black community with our young
Right.
people, man. And it starts young because all they feel like they are worth is their body.
I got Avery. There's one person, I will dare not say their names, but there's one person in particular that I know that I think with me, it's just knowing that kind of stuff, and you walk around here with your head up like you ain't never done nothing wrong.
Bruh.
There are people that I know who have this sickness where they are messing with little kids, and they still going to churches. You know, they still going to churches. They're still in leadership. They're still around the young babies, and you know that you can pull their names up, and they there. You can see it all day, but they still are in charge of different organizations and ministries and stuff. Now, listen, all I'm saying is that we all have messed up. Everybody's done something wrong. We've all done
Some
made a
fall
mistake.
short. Mhm.
But and I understand that, and I get it, and I don't look and judge anybody. All I'm saying is that when you really get down to the brass tacks of it, I'm like, come on, man, a child.
Right.
You sending pictures to my, oh man, look at this little. I don't even send that crap to me. I don't want to see no little girl you messing with. I know one individual that was sending pictures of his girlfriend. She was of age. She's older than him actually, and he was sending pictures, videos of his girlfriend, and we were all like, dude, we don't want to see this.
That's yeah.
If I wanted to see her, I would have tried to date her. If I wanted to see that, I don't want to see that. What are you doing? Nobody wants to see that. Because people are just so sick in the head. They just feel like I could do what I want to do when I want to do it because I have the power to do it. And the reality of it is, what we got to understand is that, and I'm going back to the original point, you can't mess with these little kids. And how are you sleeping at night?
They shouldn't
That's the
sleep at all.
point. They're
How
not
are you
because this is
sleeping at night? You mean to tell me you can turn to the left and get in your favorite position to start snoring, knowing that you ruined a 13-year-old's life?
but that's the
Yeah.
power of the
Dude.
mind. If it is a mental sickness. So they don't think that they're doing any. All they do think that they're doing is satisfying their appetite. So they're not thinking, "Oh, yo, this is a little girl. I shouldn't be doing that." They're thinking, I just got off." That's what makes
Yeah,
it
yeah,
psychotic.
yeah,
It
yeah,
makes it so
yeah,
psychotic,
That's it.
and
yeah,
they need more than help. They need a butt whooping,
They
yeah,
yeah.
somebody, but they need psychological help. That's something that's
They
man.
need to be locked away.
that too.
Yeah, and don't come back. Like if send them out to
Yeah.
go to war. Why are you messing with these innocent people? Send them
Right.
crazy idiots out there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't care nothing about the people we fighting against. Go send them out there. And if they, just let them have that. Leave the innocent people with families and loved ones and stuff. Leave them home. Let them run what's going on here, but don't send them over there. Send those crazy.
I know one thing. They go to the right jail, they're gonna know exactly how that feels because
Oh, well, we already know
Yeah.
how that
they
goes.
are overprotective of children and
Yeah,
women. And
yeah.
if you do anything bad, especially mothers, if you
Yeah.
do anything bad to them too, you might as well be somebody's booty
Well, I'm
call.
gonna tell you when it comes to the children, that is like the pinnacle
Hmm.
because there's a lot of guys that never got a chance to see their children.
Right.
Yes,
And
true.
so here you are with an opportunity and you got the moment where you can be with your child and you'd rather rape them than raise them.
Sweet Jesus.
Then when you the jail you go to, the love you want, you ain't getting, but the love you getting, you sure don't want. you don't want that love when you waking up in the middle of the night, some 290-pound nigga talking about
Name Bubba.
Hey man, move over. Wait, what?
290-pound man named Bubba.
Terrible.
And they lay on that metal cot with you while you against the wall. You can go nowhere. You just better say your prayers, close your eyes, and hold yourself tight, Doc. Because here it comes.
Did you see Money Talks?
Yes.
Hey
man, where your shirt at?
Did they put their hands on
They
you?
put their hands on you. How they do it? Yeah, like this. Yeah. Where your shirt at? Yeah, man. I done seen so many times where I watch, and everywhere we're from, I think a lot of times, that being such a small city, we knew everybody's business. We just knew it. It wasn't even so much that you was looking. It was more so just a thing where it was like, we gotta try our hardest to kind of stay out of it, a little, because people are but it's kind of hard to do sometimes because we're in such a small city. But there are people that we know that have been put in those kind of situations, and I just feel like this. I just don't understand why you have to rape a person. Again, we're just talking about being sick. We're talking about the sickness and the illness of it and all that. But I just don't see it. And let me be clear, it is not just men that's raping people.
No. You got there was a guy that I worked with who had been molested by his best friend's mom. I'm like, that is just terrible. And he started telling us, like stories. I'm like, hey, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
He was like 15 and she was in her 30s.
Yeah. It's not. It is not. I've heard stories from men who said that they have and of course they're younger now. Listen, I just hate that I told Tanya some stuff, but I have been in situations where, and I want to say this, Avery. Tracy, you already laughing, so I ain't talking to you.
I can probably relate with you, brother.
I want to say this. You cannot rape the willing.
Wait.
There you go, brother.
Listen, I want to tell everybody.
That's crazy. I want you to stop what you're
I have never been molested a day in my life.
Me neither, brother.
I've never been molested.
Kevin said, bring it on.
I have never been assaulted sexually. I have never been taken as a child, as a teenager. No, I have not.
You enjoyed every moment of it.
I was hoping it happened.
It was very much consensual. Praise the Lord.
I'm just listen, it's better to just be real than not to be. I'm just telling y'all.
Right.
Somebody asked me that years ago. Have you ever been? No, I have not. I have never been. No. I was like, tomorrow, what's happening tonight? I'm like,
Stupid.
I'm here now. You gotta leave and come back for what? Right here. But I was a kid, and in particular, I've been put in situations where they, told me don't say nothing. I'm like, you talking, not me. I said nothing.
I cannot. Go
don't say nothing, Kevin. I'm waiting on you. I'm not doing
what you're talking about.
No.
What in the world?
Don't say nothing. I ain't talking to you up.
Yeah, you the one talking. I didn't say nothing. I'm looking at you like, don't say nothing. Oh, no, you don't say nothing.
Kevin said, when you coming back?
Right, I'm telling you, we'll do it tomorrow. No, I'm here. I'm right here.
I'm trying to come right now.
What are we waiting for?
You so silly.
They ain't gonna be home for another couple of hours. What you got to wait? Right here.
You a mess.
Again, I remember one time in particular, I was like, I don't know, maybe 9-10 years old. And I was like, I said, I was hoping you came in here tonight. You just don't get it.
Let me tell you something, bro.
I've been
When I
peeping
tell
that.
you that was my cue to know that God answered prayers, because Lord knows my prayers was answered a few times.
Yeah.
God,
Wait,
I need
what?
her to approach me.
Oh God, have mercy.
And he
We
did.
cut the work in half. I thought I was gonna have to go for it. It came to me. I didn't tell you.
What kind of show is this today?
And he did just what he said.
Oh Lord.
I didn't have to go nowhere. As a matter of fact, I'm over here thinking it would never happen. You changed my life.
Oh my gosh.
I never thought I was good enough.
You have rescued
You
my
showed
life.
I was worth saving.
You're so
That's when
stupid.
you blessed me.
My life was torn beyond repair. And guess what? You did just what you said. But this is my whole point. You ain't listen. Do it with somebody that really want to do. Why do you have to put? And then you messing up your own freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
This
putting
is
yourself
true.
in position where you are at stake of losing everything for a piece of tail that's underage.
Yeah.
You can
Let's just
practically
sit.
have anybody you want.
Practically.
Just pay
You
him
know-
$3 million and make sure it's consensual. Anybody
I'm just trying to tell you. Can you sign this sheet? All right, cool. Let's everybody know you was cool with it. All right. But what I'm saying is that, and then some of them be trying to go after the most premier women. I'm like, dude, they
You
know
don't
what
have
to
it
come
like that.
after. They know what to come
Right.
after.
But you know
They
what
know
it
what
is?
to go after.
They always go after the weak-minded female.
Yeah, well,
No matter if they got money or not, those women
true.
are weak-minded.
well, we back on the women, but let me go back and say that the women create these problems too. So a lot of molestation is not just coming from the men.
Mm-hmm.
They come from, and see what and I got two women on the phone right now, so y'all know what I'm about to say. Women know that the one thing that you all have is the power of influence, right?
That's
If
right.
you
That's
walk
true.
out, if you walk out of here right now and say this man disrespectfully, we go to Fremont all the time, right? Now on Fremont, Avery, you know what that is.
Yes, I do.
But if you go to Fremont and you say somebody touched you, they're gonna really investigate, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because 9 out of 10 times they don't believe you.
Right. It's a lie.
They don't.
Mm-hmm.
But if you say it, all a woman has to do is go and say that man touched me. They're not going to talk to him and find out if it's true or not. They're going to arrest him and talk when they get to the station.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
they might be tried right there on the street.
Right.
You never even got a chance to go to court. They're going to kill you right there because she said you touched her. And you know, and sometimes what we have to understand is that a lot of times our emotions get us in trouble.
Yeah.
How you
It's not so
respond.
much what's going on. If you respond a certain way, people don't care if it's the truth or not. They try to hold your response against you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you
That
respond a
is so
certain way and you come at it a certain way, the cops can't sit up here and be like, "Oh, he was disgruntled." Millions of people gonna be like, "Dude, you lying." He didn't. You had to get up in his mouth to hear what he was saying because he was so calm.
Yep.
You know
And
what I'm
that's the
saying?
problem that I have with social media nowadays, because if a person doesn't respond, that automatically people think that they're guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like
that is true, Avery.
that's a problem. Like, no, I just choose to hold my peace until it's the right time to do it. If I respond immediately, then it's
If
going to
it's
seem like I'm
required
angry.
at all.
Then it looks.
If it's required at all. If it's
That's true.
required at all. And here's what I found out. A lot of times we are so busy trying to fix stuff and so busy trying to protect our name when in actuality, That's not even necessary, because anytime these people decide that they're going to try to put your name in some trash, when, like I said, when it comes to the young lady saying he touched me, literally all you got to do is step back and relax. Because what I did notice about that is once they see how calm you are, they're going to turn back around and look at her.
Back up. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to say, well, most guys would have ran. They'd have been hollering. We'd have had to subdue him and do whatever. He ain't moved a bit. And not only but what's convincing to us is that he's literally not excited about any of it. And so who's doing most of the talking is the person that's over on this side.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
as
a result of that, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. I know y'all have been through before, trying your hardest to convince people of some crap you did not do. And it's not my job to try to undo what you made up about me in your head. That ain't my job.
Silence is my own attorney, and I go by that.
Yeah, so we're not dealing with that. We're not doing that. If you say, and this is what I'm saying, a lot of females are the reason why some of these children are messed up, because they use the power of their influence to manipulate a child into doing something they should not have been doing. Period. So that's where it gets kind of thick. It's like, yo, we tried our hardest to at least get to a point where, we came to an understanding. But the understanding is you have a sickness. You're sitting up here as a female. You're messing with these children. And this is what I tell people all the time. Realistically, what you have to get to is that when you manipulate somebody, you are actually bringing them out of their will to do something that can cause them the greatest harm.
Facts.
Yeah.
That can cause them the greatest harm. These children are impressionable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I can't look at a little girl and be like, oh, yeah, come here for a minute. No, y'all know everybody at the time is the youngest woman. Everybody out there was 10 years older than me. That's why I said, hey, if a woman came up to me and I'm 10 years old and she's talking about, oh, Kevin, come here. I was waiting on you.
What took you so long?
There was a couple of my mama's friends back in the day. I'm being honest. They thought that I was just Kevin and I'm little Kevin or whatever. And they decided they was going to be going to the bathroom, taking showers and opening doors. And so I'm sitting here going, you play with me if you want to.
Help them, Lord.
Because we would kids, but I was a boy. You know what I'm saying? It's your fault that you didn't think enough of me respectfully, even as a child. Just because I'm a child means you can just do whatever you want to do and think I'm not going to have no thoughts about it. You did that.
If I was a boy. You're right. I think that's first of all, I can't even believe you said that, but
what did I say? What did I say?
The things you said about.
Oh, yeah. No, I was a kid.
Right.
Yeah,
that was 45 years ago.
You was 5? 6?
That happened. Yeah.
I started early.
I started.
I'm about to come in there and give you a hug. You think it's all fun and fine and dandy, and I'm like,
listen, you can't rape the willing. I was excited about. I was not upset.
Wait, well, how did you? Okay, we'll talk.
It did not affect me. Listen, no. We're gonna talk about it now. It did not affect me in a bad way. I was not yes. Kevin, shut up.
No, sometimes manipulation will cause people to say, I don't want it, and they really, but we didn't. We wasn't.
Hey, Avery. At that time, my no meant yes.
Exactly. I say yes, my lord.
If I said no, yes 5 times.
Completely yes.
And let me say this. Really, Tracy, let me say this. And the majority of them said, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled. Yeah, they said it. Yeah, they said it. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Speaking in tongues as the Spirit of
God. I mean, fasting and praying.
Praying and fasting.
But praying and fasting. But while they was praying, they was fast.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying. I was a kid, but my point is, I'm thankful that I was strong enough to know that it was my will that I wanted to happen, as opposed to me thinking that now for the rest of my life I
Yeah.
gotta live like that.
But let me ask you a question, not to
Right.
be funny. Not to be funny. And in all realness, were they right? Were they okay with that? I mean, should they have done that? Okay.
No.
Are you saying no? You sound like you saying no.
No, no,
I'm
no, no,
like,
no. I'm saying no.
okay.
I'm saying that they had no business doing that.
Okay.
Because there's three things that happen. Number one, you disrespected my mother.
Okay.
That's right.
Your mama,
Number one.
She watched it. She gonna ask you who was it.
Yeah, she gonna probably have
Yep.
something to say. I don't think I'm gonna tell her. But
Bro,
number
she already
one,
know, bro.
I'm pretty sure she
There's
probably
no
like,
way that you cannot
I
tell
I
your
know who
what?
it is.
The
But
mothers know their sons.
yeah, they do, and they know what their son's like. She probably like, I ain't even gotta ask him. I'm just gonna ask him when it happened. I ain't gonna ask who it
There's
was
certain
because I already
situations
know.
my mama knew. I said, God, how the heck you knew? She said, I know you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why she look at Tanya and be like, But look, so but they should not have done. They disrespected my mother. They also did not care what that did to me in the long run.
Yeah, because thank God it didn't do anything in that
Yeah.
negative sense.
No,
But
no.
they didn't know.
Right.
They had no clue.
They didn't. No, they didn't care.
And they didn't. You're right. And they didn't care.
They didn't care because if I look at a child, the first thing I'm going to care about is who am I hurting? How long I'm going to jail? Do I have to run out of town? Just all these things come into play. But if I sit up there and really think about it, that's really what the situation was. It's like, yo, that's the other part. What am I affecting?
Right. And then you think about who thinks that this is a sexy 6-year-old.
I mean, sometimes it's not even like. I mean, to be honest,
you gonna say something else. I was like, what?
No, to be honest, I guess my situation was a little bit different too, because there were women that actually tried to come after me that couldn't get to my dad because my dad was married to my mom.
Oh, wow.
So guess what? I look like my father. Hey, I reap the benefits. So I mean, that's just how it is. I'm telling these church folk, this night is out their mind.
My Lord.
Tracy, you ain't said nothing.
I'm with you.
No.
My Lord,
but let me say this. This is why I'm saying what I'm saying. I understand what you guys are saying. As women, you don't like any of it. You don't like the men abusing children, but you certainly don't look at a woman and go, wait a minute, girl, how you doing that? How you know what this guy and me are saying is that
I don't mind.
we knew it was wrong. We knew it should not have happened. We understand that this was something that could have scarred us. It could have made us not like women. We could have hated women. You understand what I'm saying? Because there are a lot of men who
that's true
are in the gay world and of the gay descent not because they got hurt.
They got hurt, right?
You know what I'm saying? They ain't doing this because it's a fad or a trend. There's something mental that went on with them.
Right.
And they are having a very hard time, other than, it's a woman that hurt them, a woman that put them out there, a woman that sold them. It's a woman that went over here and let other people touch them to get paid some money so they can get what they want to get. You know what I'm saying? So they're not looking at it like that. They're not trying to see it as, some rational whatever. They're not in that life because it feels good and they just like the trend of it or what. They're not even like that.
Right.
These guys are in pain.
Hurt.
And if you ask some of them, they're going to have a hard time really talking about it, because if you ask them how they got there, they got to go back to the beginning to show you how they got there. And that's going to be painful for them. So that's why when people talk about gay people, absolutely. When people talk about gay people, I'm like, yo, before you go with your blade, before you ready to cut people, before you go do all of that, I need you to understand the history first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because some of them are not doing it because they want to be part of the community. Some of them doing it to escape the community that they came from.
And some of them know that it's wrong and try to go be with women, but they can't
because they're scarred. They're scarred. So we got to understand. That's why, listen, I ain't never been about the LGBTQ A plus V, whatever it is. You know, I don't have no problem with that. But my whole thing is this: before y'all start judging them, I need y'all to understand that a lot of them are not where they are because it's a fad. Because, you know, I hear people say all the time, you know, I was born this way. No, you were not. You weren't born a boy trying to be a girl. What happened was you became what you are because it was an escape from what you were.
And I'm gonna be honest too, a lot of that stuff can definitely be something that the parent was involved with while they were in the womb.
And some of them, the parents
That
was
is
the
so
ones that
true.
did it, bro. The parents was the one that committed the
That's the
crimes
truth.
on them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And
Go ahead, Tracy. Go ahead,
you have
please.
to be careful of what you do, thinking your child doesn't, number one, pay attention or see it,
Mm-hmm.
because they do pay attention, they do see it, and now you're wondering why your children are the way they are. They are the way they are because of what they saw you do.
Right.
And so now you have a whole issue, or they may be the way they are because you allowed them to be around someone that
Mm-hmm.
was questionable. And now you're trying to figure out why little Johnny likes to rob banks. Well, he stayed at Uncle Willie's house, and Uncle Willie robbed banks and taught him how to do it. So there you are. I'm
Yeah.
just, trying to really
Yeah.
divert that because I don't want no issue.
No,
But
you're
yeah.
right though. Absolutely. Absolutely right.
I don't think it's necessary for us to even try to escape the reality of it. The reality is a lot of people are spending a lot of time trying to um, remove the reality from a situation. And the bottom line is what we
Yeah.
have to pay attention to is that these people who are manipulating these children and who are messing with the children, we're gonna move on to something else in a second, but I just can't stand when people believe that they are strong enough mentally to disturb another person's peace by doing something like that to them. You understand what I'm
Sick.
saying? And when you think you're gonna overtake this, and I hear it all the time. Tanya always says, "Kevin, you're so hard. You so this, you so that." You know, and I think a lot of times because I had to protect myself. There was one guy, never forget. I was working, and Big Sis Lois was on here a couple of weeks ago, and she said she remembered it. I think she found out about it right after it happened. When I got back to Patterson, she found out. But I was working at a cellular phone company called Cellular One. I was out there in Paramus, New Jersey, and there was a gay guy there. And so he decided that he was going to try me. And so I was sitting at my cubicle right there, and I was probably the youngest individual in there at the time. I was 18. But you know, I was working like what's it called, part time every day,
Mm-hmm.
Monday through Thursday. You know, I had Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays off, which I thought was cool. So I was working in there. He was a guy, you could tell he was gay, but he was always coming around cracking jokes, laughing or whatever. Never thought nothing of it. Long story short, he came over to me and he went over and he said, "Kevin, are you going to lunch?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Are you going out to like Burger King?" So I said, "Nah." I said, because he used to have buffets at the, you know, it was a big business. So they had buffets and stuff there. So you can go in the lunchroom, beautiful
Mm-hmm.
buffet. They always had Italian food. Y'all know I love that. I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here." And he kind of stood in front of me in my cubicle, and we were talking. There was a phone call that came through, and they hung up real quick. And so by the time they hung up, when I turned around, I went to talk to him. He was right next to me.
Mm-mm.
So I just turned around and I looked, and I became defensive right then and there. Right. So then he took his hand, and I had just, yes, I had hair back in the day. Anyway, I had just got a cut. Right. Okay. Avery, I was over there on 18th Avenue, Cut Creators right there. Okay. See
Yeah.
it on them's cut. I went over there, got this cut. So I had this Gumby, right? Razor sharp, you know, whatever hairline, and you know, my shape up was off the chain. And he took his hand, he put on the back of my head. And I turned around and looked, and he literally reached over my shoulder and touched my chest, like right here.
Mm-mm.
And before I knew it, I had snatched my headset off. I went and backed up into the cubicle by the wall of the cubicle. And the way that I came out and hit that dude so hard, when he landed on the floor, two of his teeth were on the other side of his foot. They
So you
came
no
over.
longer start working there.
No, I would no. The cops came, parameters police, everyday white. They came in there. It was like 12 of them. They walked in there. When I saw the EMTs come in, they had a gurney, but they was just like, that's protocol. He could walk. Ain't nothing wrong with his arms or nothing. He just lost 2 of his teeth. Terrence came and got me. They fired me, and Terrence came and got me 2 hours later because he had to finish working this day. Terrence came and got me. When I got home, I got to Terrence's house. Lois and everybody, Interfaith had all found out what happened. Like everybody found out what happened. And so people was calling my mother, Lorraine, what is it? He just, he got there, some man tried to touch him, and he hit this man, and that whole thing. My point is this: you can't invoke your will on just any and everybody thinking you're gonna get away with it. You just
can't.
You
I
cannot
had a
do that.
situation happen to me yesterday. We were in the break room for a meeting, and this girl reached out her hand and she said, I feel like you need to hold my hand or something like that. I said, no, I don't. I don't press flesh. We're not doing that.
What was she thinking?
I don't know what she was thinking, but
you know what she was thinking.
Say what you thinking.
I'm the play.
Do this to your hand
tell
too.
you this. Yeah, I wish I saw it. I'd break every one of her fingers.
You would? I believe me. I believe you would. I do.
Yeah. I really would. This is the problem she doesn't know.
Right. So Tracy, when that happened, what was your mental state like at that point?
Where were you at mentally? Because
I thought to myself, now your husband had messed you up because see, you was married to a boy, and then he turned gay, and now you sitting here trying to be something wrong with you.
This story.
Her husband was gay, and so she thinks now that it's okay.
Gay. Right. But now she married again.
To
another man? To another man?
To a man. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But she thinking that she can still have her filet mignon and
no, I don't think
rigatoni.
Don't listen. Let me say this. Don't get her hurt. Don't do this.
Don't get hurt trying to play. You want to find out? You're not gonna find out here.
I will roll up there in the morning and
I like everything type. Pool.
I wish I could tell her. Tracy throws hands. I need you to chill out.
Don't let the height fool you.
Right.
Those are the ones I'm scared of. The shorter they are, the more I don't play with them.
I'll wear her ankles out. Go home on her knees. Don't do it.
I'll wear her ankles out. Hey, the way I feel about it, the way I see it is that, again, you can't invoke your will. Everybody does not have to tolerate your decision to do things a certain way. What you have to understand is that we all can do what we want to do. But what you have to understand is if we don't want to do something, we're not going to do it. Even if it means losing your interest, we're just not going to do it. If you see that I'm not going to lay down with you and you see that I'm not like that, like my man, you knew for a fact, do I look like a guy that's walking around somewhere? Oh my God, look at your knees and, look at your shoulders. Y'all don't even see me as a person like that. So even at 18, I didn't have a filter. I didn't have no means of trying to be cordial about it or, what's the word? Amicable. I didn't see that. All I know was you would do. You tried to touch my chest, and I just reacted.
Yeah.
And again, now let's go back. I said that when I was a kid, I had a couple of people who decided that, and they were all female, one of them niggas, but they all decided that they was gonna go over and try something. But what they did not know was you were not manipulating me. You were embracing me. You weren't manipulating.
He said, "All are welcome."
I told you, and some of them to this day, I'm like, "Dag, I wish I made a better decision." But you was cute at the time,
and some of them I actually prayed for.
Oh Lord!
And since we were in
Lord, Lord.
the season, what you say, Kevin? Come all you faithful.
Well, see, now he don't went far with that one. I didn't know nobody. I didn't pray with nobody. He was you was PRAY.
No.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I was PREY.
Right.
I was praying. I was like, yeah, I see you over there with that purse. You better come over here to building 2. Apartment AA Matlock Street. That's what you better do.
And you want me tell them what we doing? So what I'm doing, so I won't look so crazy at what I'm
No,
doing.
you don't. I mean, if you want to, there ain't nobody paying attention like that. I don't think.
You don't want to tell them what we got?
What you knitting the dress?
She said, "Wait a minute. What'd you say? What'd you say? What is it? Is she painting a dress?
No, I thought she
Knitting.
was knitting the dress.
Oh no. We're actually in the process of moving.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So it's
You see who's packing,
ready
who's
to go
not.
to.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, just kidding.
Okay.
I was just playing.
Oh
How you
boy,
do
yes.
that to my bro, man?
I get
No,
real scared when he paused. I get real scared. He be like, I be like, oh shoot. I didn't open up a can of worms.
Because ain't nobody. Because I don't
I'm
understand.
just playing. I know.
What?
Honey,
Okay.
I know. And listen, I was just, it's all about joking.
Okay.
Jokes.
Okay. All right. You watch
Mixed
them
with
jokes.
the truth.
Right.
She got Avery.
Well, that wasn't true. I don't even know why she said that, but okay.
No, it's not true. It's not true.
Not at all. But
no, not at all.
yeah.
Not at all.
But yeah, I feel like, a lot of times we gotta really be careful about what we know and who we touching, and again, I know I laugh about it, but the reality of it is, shut up.
Ooh.
Hey, come here, handsome. Come here.
Handsome
Anyway.
is not with it.
Come here.
No. But you can't rape the willing. That's all I'm saying. You cannot. You can't. I promise you. I remember that between the towers and CCP, I have been blessed.
I don't even want to talk about this no more. Can we
I started running for Jesus a long time. I ain't tired yet. All right.
Right.
Yeah. On another note, yo, man, it's so much craziness. First of all, has anybody seen Jaguar Wright in the last couple of weeks?
No.
Actually, I just passed Jaguar Wright. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You passed her up where?
No, I mean it's on YouTube. So she.
I thought you saw her. I'm like, all right, Tracy, well, do tell.
Witness protection program.
Right.
Yeah, she's been. I saw one thing on TikTok, where I think somebody said, but I think it was old. It wasn't nothing that was like recent, but I feared for her. I was like, did somebody finally get a hold of her? Like, what's going on?
I would be very careful because I mean she's saying so many conspiracy theorist things. If anything happened, first thing they're gonna look at is them.
Yeah. Scott, you there, man?
I'm here.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry, I didn't even see that. We were talking about being touched by some of the saints at church when we was younger.
Oh God!
I think
consensually.
It was not harmful at all.
Lord.
It was.
Y'all talks about everything but an angel, Jesus.
Yeah. Well, some of them thought they were angels.
Right. I don't know about angel, but Angelica.
Lord Jesus.
No, I'm just gonna tell you, yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Jaguar Wright is missing. Yeah, she's So let's talk about this for a second. That doggone Tiffany Henyard, let me tell you, the way that they chose another mayor in front of that lady in that doggone high school.
They wouldn't even let her in the thing.
They would not let her in. When she got into the meeting, they actually slammed the gavel down on her while she was talking.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a new mayor?
Yeah, they got a new secretary of finance, and then they have a new mayor.
Chief of police too, right?
She chief of police. That's right. She is.
Yep.
Well, it's and I need to start doing better with this. But she was the secretary for the chair of defense and law in Dalton. But then she was also the mayor. So even though she got shut down from being the in that seat as the treasurer and the secretary or whatever, she actually still could run for being mayor.
What?
They still had her on the ticket. They turned around and it was a landslide. She had no chance.
Man.
They sent her out of there. I have never seen her so humble before.
So is this new mayor one of us or them?
Absolutely. It's a black dude. Absolutely.
How did that many black people?
What?
Absolutely.
Maybe
It's
I
a
don't-
black
I
dude.
didn't know there was black people like that.
Yeah. Well, see, it's the county, right? But you got to understand, well, Dalton County is actually right outside of Chicago.
Right.
So people who can't afford to live in Chicago can still stay in Illinois, but Dalton is a lot cheaper because it's like farmland and stuff like that.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you notice, she couldn't go to Cook County in Chicago and do this crap.
No, she couldn't.
Definitely
They would have
not.
nailed her a long time ago. As a matter of fact, she would not have even been in the chair that she's in because in Chicago, that's more of a male-driven county.
Right.
They're not about females being in certain seats and stuff. They'll let you do it, but they're not playing that.
But
Like
it ain't going far.
Not in no cookout.
No.
She would have been
no.
singing. They said I wouldn't make it.
Right.
They
Right.
said I wouldn't be here today. They would have killed her, bro.
Yeah. They would have let her have it. And then the other part about it is because she was so close to the money and so close to everything that was going on, she literally, they shut her out from everything. When I tell you she can't run
They
for
did.
janitor in that county right
Not janitor.
now, she can't be a janitor. She can't be a usher.
She
She can't
do
be
nothing.
she can't do nothing.
Company
Can't
car.
volunteer.
She can't. They don't took that. She can't sweep the streets. She can't do nothing.
So
She
silly.
can't do nothing. She can't even prostitute out there. She,
So stupid.
she
Hey, you better take your whole way to the next town.
They're gonna be driving down that street and see her and be like, "Man, I'm gonna change my life right now. Hey, let me just get my life
You
over
already
to the
got
Lord."
my money. You ain't getting no more.
Wait a minute. Ain't you the same hole that sat up? I couldn't even get my taxes back. Messing around with y'all.
Don't you owe me $2,000?
Where Amazon at? Go back there and get my money. God dang it.
Right.
But yeah, it was rough, man. So yeah, she's having a hard time.
Wow.
Yo, the guy that got killed, the CEO of the healthcare situation,
my
Scott.
goodness.
Did you know about that?
Mhm.
Scott, are you there? He must be doing
Yeah, no,
something.
I'm here. Of course I knew about it. And it's
Well, what
it's
can you
all
tell
suspect.
me exactly who the guy was? Not the murderer, but the man that
Oh,
was
the guy was the CEO of
assassinated.
United Healthcare. But here's the
United
problem with that.
Healthcare. Okay.
Yeah, but here's the
Right.
problem. What they didn't say until after the fact is that he unloaded like $500 million worth of shares before he went to speak to those 800
See
investors.
what I'm
And
saying?
so they feel like there was an investigation or something that was happening. And there's
Somebody
even a
sent him out
speculation.
to kill that guy.
No, there's a speculation that he had somebody kill him. Because if you think about it,
Ooh.
I
with a
heard
lot
that.
of
I
the
heard
way
that.
these insurances are now, if he decided to commit suicide, his family would not have gotten paid out. But if you hire somebody to kill you and it comes
So
out
he
that he hired
You
somebody to
sacrificed.
kill
will
him,
you willing to
you
die
sacrifice
like
yourself,
that?
but your family will
Not
be taken care of,
Jesus.
and your name will never go down as the failed CEO. You're now the martyred CEO.
That is no.
That's
That
No,
the
no,
dumbest
And the
Tracy.
thing I
reason
ever
why,
No.
heard.
and the reason why they said that is because I guess when he came out of his meeting, whatever meeting he was in, they were like, you had to have known, or he had to
No,
have
the
told
meeting that he
somebody.
was going to. He was going to
Going
speak
to
to
that's
800
what it was.
right.
investors that morning.
That's,
Yeah.
that's what it was. That's what it was. That the shot that was like almost like intentional from
And the
where I
guy
guess
had been
where the
out there for
angle
12
was.
hours.
Yeah.
He sat outside
Oh
that hotel for
my.
12 hours waiting for him.
I love everybody, and I want you all to know that I am who I am, and I'm grateful for being who I am. But when I tell you, I'm not dying for nobody.
Uh-uh.
Let me explain something to you. I
I'm
know.
not. I'm not. Listen, and here's what if you expect me to die for you. No, now wait a minute. Now wait a minute. Here's the deal. You want me to die for you after you've done something wrong. You want me to go out here and basically be executed so that
Right.
way you can stay alive and live off of my blood.
Yeah.
So you're saying now, Scott, let me get this right. You're saying that he unloaded a bunch of shares, but he did not want to go down as a fallen CEO based on his crime. So what he
Well,
wanted to
that's the
do was
thing
have
because they're
somebody
saying that he
kill him.
unloaded the shares because possibly there was some sort of other investigation going on that was going to make him now the failed CEO. And they
So
said
he didn't want
there's
to go
one
out
Oh, okay.
failing. He
right,
wanted to
but
go
there's
out
one
as a
of the
person who
a martyr.
go ahead, go
And
ahead.
so one of the investigators is saying that he said something is just not settling right. This guy knew too much information, had too much access to him. This guy, the CEO, only traveled with no. He had no bodyguards or one bodyguard, something like that, and the bodyguard wasn't with him at that moment. The hotel event didn't start until 8 o'clock. Why were you outside your hotel at 6:15 in the morning, fully dressed? So
Man,
Because
it
he
was.
knew what y'all
There are a
didn't
lot
know.
of right, and there are a lot of open statements about this. First of all, they're going to Georgia looking for you, and you're in Altoona, Pennsylvania. You only made it 2.5 hours away. Something ain't right
Mm.
about this.
No, the whole thing is wrong. The whole first of all, unloading shares is wrong. That I don't know why that should have sent up signals with everybody.
that part.
Right.
You unloaded 500, what'd you say, 500 million? Is that what you said,
I
Scott?
think it was. I think it was five. I think they said it was 500,000 shares.
500,000 shares, which is a lot of money. And you
Yeah.
unloaded that, and then you go outside. Yo, man, this is what I'm saying. You know, people with money who don't know how to handle money, having a lot of money is psychological too.
The thing is,
Because
That's
bro.
true.
yeah, if you got $500 million and you never have to worry about money, if you don't have to worry about money, then you're gonna think you don't have to worry about anything else.
That
More
is
money, more
so
problems.
true.
Prophet Biggie said that.
Right. If you think I don't never have to worry about another dollar, I believe that's why a lot of us are where we are because if I could not to be super deep, but God knows he can't trust us with $100 million.
You can't even trust
He
us with
knows
That's
he
true.
100.
can't. Yeah, it's like 100,000. No, dude, take that back. They're not ready for that. Give them, I want them to have 5 figures and a decimal point. That's all they need. They don't need nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't because if you look at these people now, if you think about it, we talked about this earlier, right? You look at, and I don't want to say no names, but a lot of these rappers and stuff, and I love hip hop. I'm a part of hip hop culture, but a lot of these guys, they came out of the drug game. They came out of, that hustle and that danger. You know what I'm saying? So as much
Right.
as the money put them in a high rise, you can take the niggas out the hood, but you can't take the hood out a lot of niggas sometimes. Some of them took what they learned about, the drug game and how to make money, how to clean money, how to put money in certain places and launder it and all of that other stuff. They know how they learned marketing by dealing drugs.
Brother,
That's the
and that's
truth.
why you
They
have to
learned
say a whole lot of businesses that's out here because a lot of the businesses out here are running the same.
are run absolutely. They run the same way. And guess what? If I launder the money, you can't touch it. You can't say it's criminal.
Mm-hmm.
When I watched American Gangster, when that Denzel Washington movie, I was so compelled. I wanted to see like how does a man walk up in Harlem in broad daylight and shoot a nigga
In the
Mm.
face.
and they don't go to jail? You didn't go to jail for that. That's not what they wanted. They wanted to know where you getting the drugs from. We don't care that you killed another Negro. We don't care about that. Never went to
Man.
jail. But here, Tanya and I are driving on Vegas Boulevard. This cop is behind me. I mean, inches. If I had stopped on my brake, he literally would have rear-ended the car. And he pulled me over because he said I ran a red light. He lied. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. This man could shoot
Right.
somebody in the face. but I'm trying to watch the traffic light and you pull me over.
Mm.
And I'm like, this system is
Cops,
just
man.
so jacked up,
Motives,
man.
bro.
So that's my whole point. It's like, we have to look at things, and I learned that in American Gangster. But when you look at a lot of these guys, like now the prominent, especially the older guys, back, y'all remember in like the late 80s, early 90s, when crack had just hit the scene, and you saw everywhere you looked, there was a crack vial somewhere.
Yep.
Especially when it rained and the water left the sewers, and you would look in the ground, there'll be red top bottles, blue tops, yellow top. I mean, crack vials everywhere. And that's when the hip hop game was all about the drug game at the time.
Broken glass everywhere.
Everywhere, it was like, and it was so amazing to me that these people would be on here talking about this stuff. But the reality of it was, this is where these guys came from.
Facts.
So when they get in the high-rise apartments and the high-rise condos, and the man just overlooking the city and having the view of downtown and all this other stuff, yeah, they got that because the money came in. But who they are is not that money.
Never changed. Right.
That ain't who they are.
They still hustled, even though they had that little rap game.
Yeah, it's in them, bro. They don't know how to not do that. It's in them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is a lot of them dudes could turn around and stop what they doing and go right back to that game right now and kill it. They just know how to deal with it. So my point is, we just gotta look at things for what they are, And so, Tiffany Henyard, I don't wish you the best, but at the same time, I just want it to be understood that you can't be black messing with white folks' money. You're going to have a problem. Let's just
pray that this mayor don't fall, the same way, because
he got to be careful now.
Right?
Yeah, he got to be careful, because one wrong turn can.
Like all the notes said, private eyes are watching you.
Yeah, right. And my thing was, I really thought it was going to be another Caucasian individual. But they was like, no, let him come up in here. But see, I saw this guy, and when I tell you, he doesn't look like a person that will cause a problem, but he does look like a person that's like, you know what? And I'm gonna tell you the truth. He looking at it like, they let this chicken here, let a man do it. That's how he looking. He not looking like he want to take over and do it.
Than her.
He's like, y'all shouldn't have gave it to her in the first place. That's what he's saying. He looked like he a fit guy. He's not sloppy. He not fat. He not looking like he trying to get something out of it. He's not trying to gain no momentum. He just looked like a guy that's ready to do business the right way. So that's what that looks like. So, we'll see what happens in the next quarter and, quarter years. And, I don't know what their timeline is for mayors or what. I think they do it like every year. But he looked like, is it every 4 years for them? Okay. I don't be paying attention. But yeah, she got denied, bro. If I could play that video, she was standing in the middle of that basketball court, and she's calling him out.
Looking crazy.
Yeah, with this pink hat on and this North Face jacket, and she is just standing there. And when I tell you, she kept trying to talk, and the whole audience, the whole city was like, "Boo, get her out of here." Avery, I kid you not. You know what they was doing? She was standing there, and they was like, nah, 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 nah. Hey, good. But they were saying that to this woman while she was standing there flat-footed in this basketball court. Yes, they was. I wish I could play. I'll send it to you.
She said, "Y'all can't fire me. I'm David Ruffin."
Yeah. It's gonna be one of the David Ruffin and the Temptations.
I made y'all.
Yeah. You want my spot flash? Huh?
You
ain't get it. You ain't got it. Yeah, Doc. Yeah, I'm sorry, Tracy. We be having these little outbreaks.
It is okay.
I know you over there hitting it too. So let's go to this. I need Tanya to jump on this one real quick. I know things are going on, but yo, I want to say this. This is, and I'm gonna try to repost this video later so everybody can see it. I'm gonna try to repost this show tonight, and I just want to kind of promote it. I told you guys I'm doing some work to try to really get the show promoted, but I got to tell y'all something. in the midst of moving boxes and doing all that kind of stuff last night, there was a few times that I was compelled to watch this Jamie Foxx special. Let me tell y'all something. If I ain't never paid attention to that brother before, if you have not seen that Netflix special, please go and watch it. When I tell you Jamie Foxx is gonna have you crying, and I don't mean laughing, I mean he is gonna have you messed up from the beginning of that video until the very end after the last credit. He is gonna have you jacked up because and and he told the truth, and if it wasn't true, I was convinced anyway. What he let us know on that, and I don't want to give it away. I just gotta say this one part, but I encourage everybody to go watch it. He let the world know I didn't have nothing to do with Puffy and all that crap that's going on.
Yo, he played.
Yeah, he let Puffy have it. I was like, if I was in that cell, I would be
I was
shaking
like,
even
there you
more.
go, bro. He played
Yeah,
the game.
I would be shaking. I'd be like, oh, because what he did was he cleared his name on that video.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
basically told everybody, I ain't want nothing because y'all lie. He said the internet killed me and said I was a clone.
That joint
You
was
know,
crazy.
he said I wasn't real. He was like, yo, I died. You know, and they saved my life. You know, he's like, so y'all gotta, that Jamie Foxx special. I think that is probably one of the most heart-touching videos that I have seen in years. And I'm talking about that was not comedy. He was basically telling everybody
It was
that I almost was
real.
out of here, but people came and helped to save my life.
It
And I
was so
just,
real.
I don't, like I said, Tracy, have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, you gotta watch Tracy. When I tell you,
I'm sure you have to.
you ain't even gotta know Jamie Foxx to be touched by that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to know who he is. You don't even have to know what he does. You don't have to know, because the way he tells his story, unbelievable. Like, you gotta watch that special, and it's not long. It's not long. It don't have you there for Netflix does this thing where they try to keep everything at an hour because they know people's attention span is very short these days. So they try to keep it at an hour. When I tell you, for that 59, 60 minutes, ain't nothing nice. You're gonna be
I'm gonna
crying.
be real, man. I was never really like a huge fan of Jamie Foxx. Like, I love Ray. Don't get me wrong. I like some of his movies, but I was never like a big fan.
Yeah.
But after watching that, bro,
Yeah.
I laughed at a couple of parts, but for the
Wow.
most part, he had my attention because he was telling his testimony, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That thing was, I didn't, man. That
And
was
see, you never really know what nobody's going through until they tell you.
tell you. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You never know. I put that on TikTok today. I'm like, yo, people think, or I think it was Instagram, people think that we are always happy because of how good we are at what we do. You know, they look at us and say, man, he could play a bass, he could play some drums, that nigga could sing, he can play keys, he produces, like, his stuff is off the chain. But you just don't know how many nights I woke up, trying to figure out, like, what's next for me? Like, where am I going?
Mm-hmm.
I've been on stage with this man and he's gone. The only ones left, I'm not that close to them, but I've been a part of some history in my life. It's like, what next? Like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? And it's hard, because a lot of times those things that we relied on for so long are no longer in operation.
Right.
We all understand. Nobody's talking about God. We're not talking about, your relationship with God. That's not what we're talking about. Because naturally, what you have to understand is, I do understand that spiritually something needs to happen, but naturally we're human. And we break down every now and again. And sometimes we can't just always say, go to church, no, the church ain't open all the time. So it's like, you got to stay at a point where it's like, we get there, but I say this too. People always try to tell you how to live when it ain't them going through what you're going through. They always try to tell you, well, you need to do this and don't do that. No, you don't know how I feel. And in respect of that, for me to sit here and tell you how I'm feeling, you trying to tell me not to feel that way. It's easy for you to say that right now because it's not you. We can't talk about
That's
Jamie
true.
Foxx anymore. You know what I'm saying? We can't talk about, having a stroke and all that other stuff. I ain't never had one. So when I hear him talk, I'm like, golly. I remember when Andre Crouch was alive and, somebody was interviewing him. He was like, I wasn't supposed to be in the hospital. I'm Andre Crouch. I wasn't supposed to be there. I'm helping people. I'm keeping people off the street. It's not me that's supposed to be going through that.
That's
And
the problem.
that hit me hard. I'm like,
people think that we're supposed to live off of our success when in reality it's our lower places that make us. And that's
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And that's why
in my low place, I kid you not, yo. All of the songs that I wrote from a low place. And that's a lot of writers. A lot of people write their songs from a low place. It ain't when they successful. Look at Usher. One of Usher's dopest albums was Confessions, but he wrote it because he got caught cheating on his girl. He was in a low place.
Right. So, then he tried to come back and say, I should have just let it burn because I almost lost my mama because of you. No, dude. Hold on.
Nigga.
No. You were so busy chasing after this woman, you almost lost your mother because you ain't paying attention to her. That's what the bottom line is. But I don't want to get too off into that because that's Tanya boyfriend. But I'm just saying.
That's why she left.
Yeah. So since I talk about us, you saw. I didn't say nothing. You saw that, right? I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing.
Please,
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing.
Yo, she left with the quickness, bro.
I was working.
And you did that because of what?
You ran out like somebody was chasing.
You know what I wanted to.
No, stop. No,
Yo,
no.
You saw that, right, Scott?
As soon as you started talking about Usher, she was like, yeah, let me go.
As soon as you
I got something to do, y'all. I'll be back. Right.
You know what I'm doing.
Right.
Stop.
Right. But that's my whole point. It's like, we have to be careful of that because at the end of the day, realistically, what we have to pay attention to is the fact that we have to be very careful how first of all, before you do anything else, make sure you respect yourself at the end of the day. Just respect yourself. Because guess what? When you're busy respecting yourself, you really don't care about what other people do. You don't care about what other people say.
Words of my favorite character, Bugs Bunny and Elmerfoot. We got to be very, very quiet. Because that's the problem. People walk around here talking too much.
Yeah, they get it's a whole nother thing. I feel like a lot of times people want to talk because they're not heard. And that's your problem too.
Right. But I mean, y'all know, and I'll use the example of the individual that we know who is now serving time for something that he did. He was told, don't talk. And the moment that he talked, his priors were used against him. Yep. Sometimes you just gotta learn when to shut up, take it on the chin, and keep it moving.
Yep. And sometimes you ain't even gotta take it on the chin. If you just have removed yourself, not only do you not have to say anything, but you can't say nothing because you really don't know because you're not there.
And even if you do know, still shut up.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Silence is golden.
The best quote that I saw in the last couple of weeks was, every now and again, you don't have to tell your side of the story because it will come out.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. And one thing I know about your story coming out is that a lot of times you spend times almost contaminating your story when you're trying to explain.
Yep.
Because now people have already made it up in their mind. Absolutely, that they don't believe what you're saying. But if you know what the truth is, you don't have to defend it. You don't have to go around here trying to prove points and going above and beyond. You don't have to do that because the reality of it is when you start doing that, people go, oh, okay, so you did do it.
Right.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I did not do that.
Defending yourself instead of being quiet, then eventually they'll change up the story and then get you tongue tied. Just gotta be quiet. Even Even in jail, when somebody
Man,
somebody comes in there, what did they say? I need to speak to my lawyer. I'm not saying nothing.
I'm not saying nothing to y'all because y'all gonna turn around and
And
I'm gonna
twist
tell
it
you,
and use it
man.
against me.
There was one guy I knew. He said, "I'm telling you," he said, "the worst thing people can do in jail is talk about what they did while they was outside." Because a jealous inmate can go to a police officer and tell him, "Hey,
And
man, you
give
talking about that
everything.
guy that got murdered? Hey, that guy right there did it.
Yep.
He's the one that." In jail, you keep your mouth closed. You don't say nothing. You don't walk
How you
around.
get here? I don't know.
I don't
What
know.
you do? I still don't know.
They ain't let me know yet. We
Mm-mm.
ain't, because it's dangerous. You can get in a lot of trouble talking too much. You can
Yep.
get
If
in a
you ever
lot.
watch The Wire, you know that you learn that.
Oh yeah, they can try you for a murder that you did not commit because you in there talking about it.
Running your
You know what
mouth.
I'm saying? Just stop talking. You know something? What's your name? You know I don't know that either. I do not. I have
What the
no.
old mother say, I done told you about your mouth.
Yeah. I don't even know where you from, dude. They'll let me know in a minute. I don't even know. I
What
don't know.
state you were born in? Infant
Yeah.
state.
Man,
Right.
right.
Where you come
Yeah.
from? My mother.
My
My mother.
mama.
Who's your daddy? Ask my mother. I don't know.
God, our Father.
Right.
No, who's your
The
daddy?
Lord
The one I
Jesus
look like?
Christ. That's my. What's your father look like? You see them clouds?
Me.
You see that
Spirit.
sun? You see that water? That's my
And they
father.
that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Well, what you do to get it? I count myself not to have apprehended, but this one,
But this one thing I do. Forgetting
I'm
those things
forgetting
which
all
are
those
behind.
things.
I
Why
press.
you worry about my past? I'm on something.
You ain't a creditor. You don't get to hold my past over my head for 7 years. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
man.
hilarious.
So, Tracy, are you all right over there? You probably just smiling.
Probably sitting there cracking up at us.
Where'd she
She
go?
ain't saying nothing. What, Tracy? Did she leave?
I know
Tracy
she was
probably.
falling asleep.
She probably asleep.
Tracy, bro.
Tracy, are you there? Oh Lord, Tracy's
She's
sleep.
Mama,
muted and
check the
probably don't even
battery.
realize it.
Oh, the way
Oh,
I'm gonna
there she
laugh
go. I
at her.
hear the background somewhere.
No,
Tracy
that
beating up, that was me. Tracy
Oh.
beating up her husband.
oh no. Oh no.
I can't.
Oh no.
I didn't take a break. We gonna take.
Oh
Tracy took a
no.
nap. You know she got to get up early in the morning. Poor thing.
But we ain't on here that long. We not here
It's
that
only
long.
10:30.
Yeah, it's only 10,
I don't know.
she just wow. She is I don't know.
Tracy.
She's never been a person to just give up that easy either. I don't know what's
You
going
right.
on.
You would at least said something in the chat.
Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, Tracy sleep. She
Did y'all
probably
check the
sleep.
other chat?
Yeah, ain't nothing up there. I'm trying to go back now. Did she say
You right.
anything? Ain't nobody said nothing on there.
That's
Hi.
Well, I know Terrence said he was coming on at 10 o'clock
We coming on
East Coast
Terrence
time.
time. It's
If he
it's
said
already
10,
past 10, right?
that's
it's
10:46. He gonna
10:33.
be here at
Oh, I
10:46.
forgot
Watch.
he's late. I forgot y'all told me
He
he's
gonna be here
always
at
late.
10:46. He gonna be here
No.
at 10:46.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, he's crazy. Yeah, I think we hit everything on this back. I just wanted to try to check and see if people that saw that Jamie Foxx joint. Man, when I tell you, I was so
I haven't seen it yet, but I saw was it Bennett Paysinger? He put up a video of them rehearsing,
at their
and
rehearsal.
Jamie
Yeah,
just did a little clip from the show. I was like,
Can I
wow.
be
His
honest about
daughter
that
is
part?
really good. His daughter's good. Is playing guitar.
oh, yeah, she's really cool.
I missed that. Can I be honest about the part that the musicians were there for? What was they there for? Because they didn't do much.
I mean, they did
Their
what Jamie
song was
wanted.
kind of short. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Let me
Okay.
tell you something. If I get paid to play half of a song, I'm there.
Okay. No,
I'm
I was
playing
just
half of a
wondering, like,
song and I'm taking the check to the bank.
You got that right.
right.
oh, that's true. That's true.
Well, you gotta understand, we know all them dudes that was
Yeah,
up
we
there.
do.
Like we know
Yeah, that's
all of
all
them.
Noel Jones peoples.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
I grew up with all of them.
yeah,
Well, most of them.
Oh yeah,
well, yeah,
that's
one
right.
of
He's
them you
from
didn't,
California.
but yeah, he's and I've known all of them forever in a day. one of which I'm not even going to talk about. So
Oh Lord.
yeah, it was that was crazy, man. Just the whole, man, that thing just moved me. I went to sleep thinking about that. I was like, God, Lee, that man went through that travesty at that time in his career. Like, it was that was amazing. Like that
How
was
old is
just
Jamie?
amazing. He's like 50. Is he 54,
About
55? Somewhere
55.
around
Sounds
there.
right.
Something like that.
Yeah, he been around for a while. Y'all gotta remember Living Color was coming back on in the 80s.
Yeah.
No, Living
Yeah.
Color was 92.
Well, they started a lot of the pre stuff in the 80s, but what happened was Keenan Ivory Wayans was having a hard time
He went to
finding a
Fox.
network. Yeah, he was
Yo,
having
but
a hard time
once
with that.
he left and once Marlon left,
Martin and Living Single.
no, not
Yeah.
Mar. I'm talking about on the Living
No, he's talking
Color.
about the
Once
Living
Oh,
Color.
gotcha.
Once Marlon and Keenan left, that
Oh,
show
it was
went
over.
down, bro.
The only one
Yeah.
that was keeping it alive was Tommy Davidson and Jim Carrey.
Tommy, yeah.
And Jim
Yep.
Carrey, yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't
Actually, when
David
Jim
Allen
Carrey left, that's when
That's when it
everything
tanked.
went. Yeah, it went belly up on that one. That's when it was over. Yeah, Jamie is 56, so
He's
he's
56. Yeah, I was just about to say that.
yeah, he's not old, but he old enough to be going through that, and that was rough, man. I just, but he kept crying every 2 minutes. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
dang, this is rough,
But
bro.
you said his
Let me,
prayer was just let me walk my daughter down the aisle.
But it's crazy though because all of that happened from a headache.
yeah, yeah,
So
all
yeah,
of
And
it
I
from
haven't
a
even
headache.
watched it yet, but I was out with administrators from work, and that's what we were talking about. Like with migraines and other types of headaches, oftentimes they're telling you things that's going on in your body and you don't realize it.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's just
yeah,
you're literally getting whatever it is going on in your body coming to fruition as a headache.
yeah,
So
but
Mm.
you
what it makes you
really,
think, it makes you think. Well, I know with me, when he started talking about headaches, my
yeah.
first thing was, oh my gosh, like was it something that the government gave us with these vaccines? Like my mind just went
Mm.
A lot of
man,
people went that way. Yeah.
man.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Because
Kevin been
Yo,
a
saying
lot
that
of
for
stuff.
the
people are
last
saying that
couple of
now with
weeks.
all these people dying of heart attacks and whatnot. They're like, oh, was
Yo,
that something in the vaccine? I'm like, look,
yo,
I know people that didn't get the vaccine at all
and
and they
they're
died from heart
fine.
attacks.
Yeah,
No, 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 no. They died from heart
yo,
attacks. They
they
had nothing
died
in the
from heart
vaccine.
attack. But you know what? Whatever they didn't get in the vaccine, they getting in the food, bro. I'm
food,
trying
yeah.
to tell you,
Mhm.
And on
it's
top of
all
that,
around.
like I tell people now, they're like, people dying mad young. I was like, we are different, dealing with a different level of stress at this age than our
Yep,
parents did at this age.
yep,
I said, not only are we dealing with the financial stresses and the sociological stresses, but then we're dealing with the stresses of are we still relevant? We're dealing with the stresses
Mm.
of am I going to have a job tomorrow? We're dealing with the
Yeah.
stresses of when I walk outside as a black man or a black woman, am I going to come back in my house?
right,
Yeah, that's right.
right.
You're right. You're
Like
right.
back when our parents in the 50s and 60s and 70s, our parents dealt with racism, yeah. But it wasn't, am I gonna get back home? It was, am I gonna get my behind beat before I get back home?
Mhm.
Now we ain't dealing with Rodney King stuff. We
No,
dealing with people being murdered in cold blood and then cops and other lay people getting away with it. Y'all see this thing about this guy in New York that got off the earlier this week?
What?
mm-mm.
The chokehold?
Mm-mm.
No.
So there was a gentleman in the subway. This was last year. I want to, it was either earlier this year or last year, but he was in the subway and they say he had not necessarily accosted people, but he was dealing with mental issues, and anybody with a gnat's brain could tell. He then goes to, I think, reach for somebody's purse or something like that, and this guy who is ex-military puts him in a chokehold. Now, yes, you are trained to do that. The problem is you put him in a chokehold and you held him for too long
And he died.
Mm.
and he died. And so, of course,
Was
he
Mm.
it
gets
self
arrested.
defense?
Well, that's what they tried, but he gets arrested. They review all the tapes on the subway. They see exactly what's going on. And even though the prosecution is saying this guy is guilty and we're showing you he's guilty, he got off the other day. because they said all he did
Whoa.
was employed his military tactics. But this man was in the military for 3 years, in the Marines for 3 years, and he was out on a mental.
So if
Yo,
they okay, see that's see
Wait,
if
Exactly.
that
the guy who
Exactly.
attacked was out on a mental.
No. The guy
no
who put the man in the chokehold is out on a
right.
mental.
Right, that's what I'm talking about him. Okay,
Yeah.
whoa.
The white guy. Black guy dead, white guy
Wow,
free.
wow,
that
wow.
don't surprise me, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Well,
Listen,
no, I mean if it's
I
black
mean,
or white,
can we
you
go back
know,
to all of them? Get your knee out my neck.
right.
Yeah.
And even Eric Garner, he kept saying, "I can't
I
breathe."
can't breathe.
That little Puerto Rican cop stayed on that. He kept saying, "I can't breathe." If you tell me I can't, like literally, if I have you in a chokehold, right, and we're on the ground, and I got a badge on, my first mode of operation would be, "Yo, I got to get off because I'm supposed to be protecting and serving." You know what I'm saying? But I got you on the ground, and you 5 times bigger than me, and you telling me you can't breathe,
First of all, my
Right.
hands is behind my back. How much further? What can I do?
bruh,
You
bruh,
got me on the ground on my face, and my hand is behind my back, and you gonna put your
bruh,
knee? Come on, bro.
bruh. Let me tell you something. When I heard George Floyd calling for his mother on the
Listen.
ground
That part
in
right there.
Minnesota,
That part right
when
there.
I tell you that made me, and I'm telling you, when at the time when it was going on, I was living in Fullerton, California. When that happened, I kid y'all not. There's a spot up, Tanya. What is the name of that street?
Orange
Oh
Thorpe, Orange Thorpe,
God,
Orange
not
Thorpe.
Orangethorpe. That's the other way. It was going back up towards this harbor. There's I forgot the name of it. I'm looking at it anyway. I went up there, and when I tell you there were people up there boycotting the same day,
Yep.
and you had a bunch of Mexicans, you had black people, you had gays, you had all that stuff going on. They were ticked off
Mhm.
Look,
because, and I asked one of the people that's part of the LGBTQ community. I said, "I'm sorry, how you doing?" He said, "I'm fine. I'm fine. How are you?" I said, "Let me ask you a question, and this is coming from information that I need. Why are y'all here?" He said, "Because we're no different than black people." And I said, "Okay, why is that?" He said, "Because they don't like who we are, but they wish they could be who we are."
mm,
He said, "Do you know that there are a lot of men, if they were just honest about who they are, there won't be a lot of frustrated men around here?"
whoa.
And I said, "Okay." I was like, all right. He said, "No, I'm being honest." He said, "If the more men would stop trying to put on a show and be real about who they are, be real about what their likes are, be real about what they feel, I promise you, this land would not be as rigid and as frustrated as it is." So you ask us why we're here. We're here because we belong here. It's not just about black and white. He said it was a life, period.
Mhm.
It was a life. It happened to be a black man, but it was a life. That's no different than the lives they take over on other countries, in other countries where they're killing babies and killing. He said, because we're sick of people dying for no reason.
Yeah.
I took 2 steps to the left and said, "As you were, sir." He said, "Thank you." And I mean, shorts, had a sports bra on the whole time. But he was like, "This is who we are." And here's the thing, we ain't bothering you. We ain't bothering you. We ain't bothering you. Are you upset that we have the power to be who we are? Or are you upset that you don't have the strength to be who you are? Which one are you mad at? You
Let me
know?
ask you this: what is the most popular diamond in Africa?
Isn't
The
the blood
blood
diamond?
diamond. The
The
blood
blood
diamond.
diamonds.
There you go.
And why is it popular? Because so many people die because of it.
Yep.
That's exactly why. And what color are they? I'll wait.
Right.
And so,
I would always say people fear either what they don't understand or what they want to be. And we are so much of a threat because we were created to be kings and queens on this world. And if
Yep.
we can go or come into the full knowledge of our potential, what we're supposed to be, bro, we will take this world by storm. But because we are pretty much fighting each other and there's jealousy and envy, and black on black crime, we will never reach the full potential of who we were meant to be.
Here's the reality of that, Avery. This is why it pisses me off every time I see people battling for positions in the church.
Facts.
This is what pisses me off. Every time we got the Stellar Award. You know why they made the Stellar Awards? Because they wanted to make something for gospel like the world has for R&B and pop and hip hop and all of that.
The Grammys.
They want to be that. Here's the reality of it. I don't understand why y'all got to sit up here and try to be like everybody else when you're not paying attention to the real picture. Everybody else is trying to be like you. Right?
And can I even be honest even about the Stellars? The Stellars back in the day, I used to love watching the Stellars because it was literally like being in church. And you were literally going to have worship from the time it started to the time it ended. And there was no denying that it was gospel. Now,
What it look like now? What it look like
looks like
now?
I'm watching BET Awards.
It looks like the BET Awards, not even the Grammys.
The BET Awards. I was about to say because the Grammys are classy. I watch the Grammys. I watch the Golden Globes. I watch all that. I watch the Oscars. I can't. I watch the Tonys. I cannot do it. I cannot. I look for certain scenes.
Bruh, I'm gonna tell you like this. Somebody asked my mother, does Kevin do gospel anymore? And she said, you want me to be honest with you? And he said, well, I asked, I guess I need. She said no. Emphatically. And he said, Lorraine, why? She said, you don't want to know why? First of all, because gospel did wrong to his mother.
That's number
That's
one.
the first thing. Gospel did wrong to his mother. He said, number two, Kevin has never been in a position where he's let people play with his money, and gospel was the first one. I tell people all the time, Patterson didn't just teach me what to do. It taught me what not to do. It taught me how not to be. It taught me, I want to be honest. I don't mean no harm, and they might watch it later. That's fine. Y'all know I ain't scared of nobody. I'm going to just say what I got to say. But the reality of it is, I didn't learn about sex till I got to church.
Oh, Jesus.
Avery, am I?
He ain't lying.
Up there,
I didn't know what none of that was until I got to my church. No, I did not. No, I didn't. I didn't know what stealing was till I got to church.
Oh, Lord.
I'm not.
But it's funny you said something. You said that our hometown taught you what not to do.
Absolutely.
You don't want to talk about that. People don't want to talk about that reality.
Yeah, they don't. No, they never. Listen.
Never want to talk about it because
When
they
you
never
react,
they never want to take the blame. That's the thing.
No. Listen, when you react to somebody else's toxicity, they never want to deal with what triggered you.
Yep.
They never want to say, you know what? She ain't a person that starts trouble. Something's troubling her. We need to find out what happened because that ain't like her. That ain't like him. If you ever hear about something, you never hear that this person started this. He's not a person who reacts like that.
But because we look like trouble.
Absolutely.
Because we look like trouble.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad.
We look. You think because I look like I would do it means that I did.
I'm guilty.
Because I look like I would do it.
The story of my life, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Just because we're from Patterson,
it looks
all
like
of a sudden, because we're from Patterson, we're bad seeds.
Absolutely.
Patterson ain't bad.
Adrian's cracking up.
But
this is the reality of what we've lived.
This is what we
Every
live
one of our lives.
Wow.
Yep.
It's like this. And I'll be real about it. There are people that believe that just because of what we do, that we have to tolerate their bullshit.
Yep.
I used to think church drama was life. You had to live it. You had to deal with it. That's all we knew. I used to think that when people in church start rumors about you and whatever, you have got to defend yourself. You have got to stand before people and you've got to convince them and you got to make sure.
Live and die.
Listen. And guess what? The majority of the time, you're not upset at me because of what I'm doing. You just mad because I'm not doing it with you.
Or you not doing it at all.
And you not.
Ain't nobody pick you.
Ain't nobody. You know you've been standing there sending up smoke. You've been throwing rocks. You've been shooting off cocktail bombs. You've been doing all kinds of stuff. And I ain't never looked your way at all. I ain't never paid attention to you. I don't even know when you get here. I didn't even know you was here.
They mad because they heard what you did with Miss Sister Francis when you was younger. They're like, why you pick me?
But here's the thing: it's not always just it's not always the females in their issues. What we deal with in this town, this is a little big town. I tell people that all the time.
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes,
6
sir.
square miles.
You didn't say
but
city. You said little big town. Thank
It's
you.
a little big town
Thank
because
you.
we are, though we're 6 square miles, everybody is somehow connected.
Somehow.
Very
by,
much.
by blood, by
blood.
church, or by gossip.
Or by all three
or by all three, right?
at the same time.
Right.
But what people don't understand is, first of all, if you're not from here, that's like me not being from Chicago. But I'm talking about all the stuff that I don't know about Chicago. The problem that we have here is we got people that are from here that talk about here because they're guessing, not really knowing.
Right.
It's crazy how many people, first of all, that don't even realize that I live in Patterson, that I'm from Patterson.
Right.
You always played in Bergen County. You know why I started playing in Bergen County over in Hackensack and Englewood? Because the churches in Patterson didn't respect me enough to love me.
Come on, man.
And that's my thing. It has nothing to do with money. I tell people all the time.
Yeah.
I said, my thing is it's about respect, it's about understanding, and it's about valuing.
Yeah.
If you can't do any of that for me, then you really don't love me.
And here's
My
the other
own
joint.
home church. I left my home church. Even though I was a member there, I did not play at my home church for almost 10 years.
Right.
Unless my pastor had to go out in the afternoon or we had anniversary service on an afternoon.
Right.
But for the most part, my home church did not see me present at all. My mother was playing everything. And it was because my childhood pastor, God rest his soul, got up in the business meeting one night when one of the deacons said, listen, he comes, he's with his mother. We know he's a child. And at the time, while I was a child, I was an actor. So I was professional and had, of course, my social security number. If they wanted me to pay taxes, I could because I was paying taxes on white man's money. And he said, we need to give him something. We don't have to give him a whole lot. We don't have to give him the world, but we need to give him something just to say thank you. And my childhood pastor, and I stayed in that man's house for the first 2.5 years of my life before my mother put me in school because his wife was babysitter. He said, he's a kid. He comes when we tell him to come. He does what we tell him to do. We're not giving him anything. And my mother looked at me that night in that church business meeting. I will never forget. We were sitting on the right side and the second to last row. She looked at me and said, I am not going to let them do to you what they've done to me all of my life. Take me for granted and use me. And it was not a month later. We happened to be over at one of the churches in Englewood. I'm sorry, in Hackensack, and I had to play. And the minister of music for the church in Englewood happened to be there. And she was like, we're having our youth choir day. She didn't realize that one of the youth directors was there in the church. I had already spoken to my mother. We're having our youth choir day. I want you to come over. I was like, all right, fine. So I talked to my mother and we brought the choir over. And she walked up to my mother that night and said, I need him. I need him to play for my youth choir here. And I need help with the mass choir. I started playing it on the first and fourth Sundays. First and fourth Sundays within a matter of 6 months turned to first, second, and fourth.
Wow.
Third Sunday, another church asked me to come and play there. That was at New Hope in Hackensack.
That's crazy.
I didn't have time to go to my church. And then I was with Koinonia at 8 o'clock. I'm like, so you got all these other churches that want to appreciate me. And I'm right here.
Well,
and this did that to all of us.
It did it to all of us. And I think one of the biggest things about that was we expected more from our home churches to care about us, to give us, but the reality was they didn't. I remember one individual, I had a baby on the way one time, and one individual decided, they asked me to play at another church. I won't mention no name, but I went over there and the pastor asked to see me right away and said, well, I heard that you were sat down at your church. I said, yeah, but that's that church. This is not that church. So, well, they're a sister church. I said, organizational wise, y'all ain't got nothing in common with each other but the Bible and Jesus. Other than that, y'all a whole nother organization. And they told me, well,
even if you ain't, so what?
Right. They said after further review, we're not going to let you play. How do I look like as a pastor letting you play here, but you sat down at your church? And I said, you know what's funny? There's so many women in your church that if you really sat all of them down and asked them, they slept with a lot of guys at my church too. But they sing every Sunday, right? He couldn't say that. Well, they're not the ones I'm talking about. I said, oh, so okay, cool.
But what's
So
good for the goose is good for the gander.
right. I said,
Well,
so
it should be anyway.
who was it that told you that? Who was it that said that? I don't want to disclose that. Well, how you not going to disclose it, but you're going to act on it, but you're not going to disclose it? Like who told you this? Who said this? And you're not going to tell me who said it? Okay, so you just as bad as they are. All right, no problem. I found out who it was. And I was like, but she's a lesbian. So she up in your church every Sunday, but do you know she licking carpet from Monday through Saturday? Okay.
Oh Jesus. Tracy,
right, well,
waking up? Oh,
see, y'all talking about like a church, but I went through that with the whole city, bro. Like when I decided that I needed more out of my life, it felt like the whole city.
I've been there, Avery.
Been there. Their whole back up. I was like,
Nashville, Tennessee felt like that to me, brother.
Like I'm like, niggas, I thought it was family that they were roll with me, like, bruh. Like a whole city. I was getting people, hey, I need you to write me a song. Hey, I need you to write me a song. Hey, and there's only few people that I kept in contact with that actually encouraged me. You know what I'm saying? But the city, I was like, you know what, man, I'm good. And then now I see other knuckleheads that's been there because I guess they must have stayed in the city. Now they getting honored and stuff. It's like it's all well and good.
Handsome.
Right. He needs help.
Listen,
a whole city, bro. I was like,
getting honored.
Yeah,
come on.
We're not gonna talk about that.
We're gonna talk about it all. Oh, yes, we are.
I'm like, nigga, like I've been playing drums since I was 3. And I did a lot.
Why do I know who you talking about already, bro? I wasn't even aware, man.
I don't know songs for people and stuff, and you got other numbers.
What you getting honored for? Is my question.
It's 5 of y'all there. What, Kevin? You shut. Kevin.
Y'all are.
Ain't got to do with me.
I don't know.
Kevin, you shut up.
That's just I mean, not that I'm not jealous by no means because I know.
No, it ain't about that. That.
I know what I come with, but for you, because I want better for my life, and then the hurtful part about it is a lot of these people came to me before I left and said, I got your back. I understand. And then I move and I find out y'all niggas talking about me behind my back.
You find out how,
really
what did Jackie say? I like to let people talk to find out how full of right.
They still here talking stories about me and my relationship with my kids and my baby mom. Like, nigga, you don't know.
Scott, get Terrence phone. I know he'll respond to you way before he responds.
Tell him to get his tail on here, because I just. But whatever.
The question is now I want to know who this is. I think I know who it is, but I want to know who it is.
I already figured it out when he said it. I
think it's one person. I'm talking about multiple people.
I'm talking about the one being honored.
He talking about the one being honored. That's what he talking about.
I'm talking about a few of them being honored. I'm like, yo.
Is there a ceremony coming up or something I don't know about?
No, it was a few of them.
The Bible says man shall not profit in his own country. What I know about it is man shall not profit amongst people that don't deserve what he's worth. I'm not changing the Bible. I'm just saying what I think about it.
But then it made sense to me too. When God told me I need to get from where I need to get to into a land I will show, it was a reason, and He showed me that reason. A lot of people wasn't really for me. It was about what I could do for them.
Well, that's mostly what. Here's the reality to that.
Sad, yeah.
That's what it
People
always
don't
is.
never care nothing about you until it's time for you to do something that they can't do.
Mm-hmm.
And then they want to try to critique that. I get so tired. And I notice, you ever notice when people play basketball and football and stuff, they always trying to tell you what to do on the bleachers
On the yeah.
all the time. But what you don't understand is the view from the field is so much more different than the view from the bleachers. So much more different.
But the crazy thing I learned too, and this is from watching high school sports here, they don't allow the coach does not allow the players to listen to anybody on the bleachers because they don't know. They don't have the
Listen,
playbook.
that's the NFL too. That's why when you look at the quarterback or the coaches, they got the headsets on, but they always got the play sheets and the playbooks. They always cover their mouths when they talking to them guys in the boxes. Man, they don't even want the players to know what's going on until they decide on what call they're gonna make. They don't let you do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I keep telling people, y'all stop trying to spend time trying to convince people of who you are and what you meant and who. No, them days is over, especially if you in your 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Right.
At which point does that stop?
And my thing is, I am at the age now, and I have done it. I've told people who I'm loyal to and who I'm writing for, because those are niggas that roll with me when I bounced, when I left, when I wanted more. I ain't doing it for nobody else. You know, it is what it is. If God opens the door, whatever. But my thing is, later for everybody that turned it, man, please, I'm not coming to preach at your church. I ain't coming to play at your church. If you want me to join your community choir or you want me to join your church where you play at, and there's a specific person that I'm talking about, I'm not coming to your own church. I'm not doing it because where was you when them niggas was talking about me? You weren't there. You were dogging me too.
Yeah,
Avery,
I don't know.
don't feel bad
Avery,
and
Avery,
don't feel like you're
you
alone.
going in?
There's a particular church that I already told Terrence. There's 4 people that can ask me to go there
Hmm.
because of things that had happened while I was there that I didn't know about. People putting my name in stuff that had nothing to do with me.
Mm,
People talking about stuff they ain't know.
yep.
Yet when you turn around, they smiling. I'm like, no, no,
Nah.
no,
Mm-mm.
I can't do it. I can't do it. And it saddens me because it's been a part of my life, most of my life. And
See
so
what
have
I'm
these
talking,
people.
bro? I'm with you. And my thing is, in my 30s, and I'm gonna be honest, in my 30s, I wanted to understand why. And I'm 42. I could care less because it ain't paying my bills. And it,
I told
I'm
y'all what
39
Bobby
and I
Jones
don't give
said.
a
Bobby Jones said, you're going to get to that age where you
Mhm.
don't give a damn what nobody
no,
say
no. What he
about
said
you.
was,
Right.
Kevin.
Tracy, where have you been?
I was here. I was
No,
here.
you
Tracy, you was
wasn't.
asleep.
Oh, you was asleep. I
Listen.
hear it in your voice.
She's about,
Tracy, you ain't going to, Tracy, you are not going to come back in this conversation like you never missed a beat. You was over there snoring.
almost a whole hour. And
She
then
going to come and talk about, uh-huh.
Right.
Wait, what?
No,
where
what
you
Bobby
been?
Jones said to you was Kevin.
He said, Kevin,
Kevin.
you're going to get to a place one day where anything anybody saying, you ain't going to give a damn about it. Because all I'm going to tell you is that once you get to that part in life where you don't worry about what people say about you, it ain't even going to matter. And by the way, we need you on stage with the Nashville Super Choir
Super quiet.
That's hilarious, bro.
But I had people, there's another person in Nashville. I was surrounded around mature people. This man said, Stancil, the moment you start living is the moment you stop caring about what people think of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you
That's
start
good.
living. That's when you start living. Matter of fact, Tracy, when we was in New Orleans that time, my son's mother was acting complete fool. And I'll never forget one of Bobby's tenors. His name is Everett. Everett
Mhm.
came downstairs and he heard me talking, going crazy. And he said, and they don't mean no harm, they don't. He said, sometimes you got to tell the hoes. Out of all nights, tonight is not the night.
He got the finger.
He said, not the night. He said, you will not ruffle my feathers, nor will you mess with the temperature of my bath water.
World.
And let me tell you something. We laughing, but when I tell you that thing hit me like a ton of bricks, I said, I get what you're saying. I wouldn't have said it that way, but I get what you're saying. And all of them used to tell me that, Kevin, you've got to stop walking around. Derek Lee, God rest his soul. Baby, you too established to be getting caught up in some bull. What you mean? He said, you slap your thing in the mouths of all these holes and shut them up and sit them down somewhere. That's what you do. Tracy, New Orleans will never be the same. I'm telling you, they told me all that right there at the Sheraton Hotel. Right there on that street. They told me, you have got to stop letting these females turn around and get you all roused up. And you over here, and somebody paying you to be here. You making money just walking the street. You gonna let that girl bother you?
Mm-hmm. But
My father's gone. Hey Scott. Hey Scott. Scott, are you there? Scott, you there? My father, Avery, my father told me. Father said, why does somebody who's not in your same zip code get to bother you?
Wow.
It took a long time for me to get that, bro.
They're not even there. Why is somebody aggravating you 2,000 plus miles away? Why do they even have that kind of power in your life? That's my father said. And I said, all right.
It's a fact.
He said, so if they bother you, it's because you let them.
You let them, yeah. The one thing is they're not calling you. They don't see you every day. Why are you allowing them to bother you?
No. And I think one of the biggest things about this is we have to be accountable. A lot of times it wasn't nobody's fault I reacted the way I did. The problem was, why did I let the initial portion of the issue even bother me that much? You know, to where I sat up there and got so angry. I just went through a situation last night where I did a track, said, I'm going to go ahead and do the track. And I'm waiting for them to, pay me the money. And they're like, oh, man, I'm going to have to catch you later on. Nigga, okay, no problem. No problem. Just know that I'm never doing that again. I thought we had it to where we was cool. And then you waited till all the work was done and go, oh, man, I'm going to have to catch you in January. January?
What?
Okay, cool. Wow. No problem. But this only happens because in 2025, it's not going to be like 2024. So what I've been asking is please expose those individuals to me that I don't need to take with me next year. I just, and the best way to not have them there in 2025 is to cut them off in 2024. Don't wait till the New Year's resolution. Why y'all do that? Let that be a continuation. Don't let it be the starter. Like, why y'all doing that?
As a matter of fact, cut them off.
Build your grave right now, so when that New Year's come, everything starts new.
You got a tombstone. You done.
Cut them off December 11th today. That's it. You don't even get the 12th.
And I don't have to explain that you cut off either.
No,
I don't
have to tell you nothing. I don't have to say nothing. I don't have to say a word to you. Kevin Stansel knows how to talk. We know that. I can fight too, but we're not talking about that.
Help us, Lord.
But we know how to talk. But what I'm finding out is that the talking is what kept it going. Terrence says the best. I don't know where he is. Terrence said, y'all be sitting on the phone arguing, going back and forth and do it. There's 3 little letters on a red button. That literally, if you would, he said he did. He said, there's that green button that says accept. But then there's a little red button that has 3 letters. He said, and when I tell you, when this word is in operation, nothing can go on. It's called end.
Yeah.
That's it. End. E-N-D.
3
letters.
I don't even see your name or your number on the screen.
Listen. I can't see. All I see is my lock screen.
Yep.
I don't see your name. I don't see that we talked. I don't see none of that.
Oh, you know me.
It's over. Tracy, how many people have you had to do that to?
personally, I don't. I'm a soft-hearted person, so it takes a lot for me to get there. But most oftentimes, the person doesn't know that they're there because I've had your whole like funeral in my head, and we done, and you don't
Come
even know
on.
it,
Come on. Come on.
I
and
Come
like
on.
that.
it's just over for me. And I'm like, yeah, you no longer exist. So it takes a lot for me to get there. Like I said, because I'm so soft-hearted.
Right.
You also just woke up. I just want to put that up there, out there.
I mean, I was out cold. I am not lying.
I'm
We
glad
hold
you
on.
admitted
I
it,
looked at
Tracy.
We
I'm glad
hold
you
you
admitted
for a
it.
good 3 minutes.
It
I
was
woke up,
longer than that.
looked
Tracy,
It was
if you
longer
look,
than
if
that.
you look at the
oh,
thread, I called you. Did you see that?
oh my god, no.
I kept calling like, Tracy. Tracy.
We kept saying, I said, Tracy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was
Somebody,
too much.
somebody said you was up fighting.
Somebody said you was up fighting. Yeah, I didn't say that.
Knocking knees.
Man. No, I was out cold. Oh
Oh
my
my!
Somebody
god.
knocked you out. They knocked you out.
Somebody, yeah. What happened? You had a hard day today.
Was something in that water.
Yeah, it was the water. Yep.
Mhm.
The
You
water.
you sure it was water, Tracy? You know you ain't been on camera the whole time. You been
Right.
on this live. I ain't seen your face yet. You could have had a whole bong over there. We wouldn't have known.
Right.
That's why she
Oh
knocked
my
out.
god.
All I would have heard
Man.
was, "Uh oh." I know what that be. Come to think of it, Scott, you ain't been on here either. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
You've been muted and you come in every now and again.
You
Blah 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 blah
sleep
blah. You
too.
go right back to muting. He ain't answering now. See, look at him.
He ain't sleep now. What
I'm
y'all
not
taking?
asleep. I'm sitting here listening to y'all. I went downstairs to get my laundry out to washing machine.
I was like, I know they ain't switching turns. Sleep, boy.
I done had some Harold's chicken. I'm gonna go get me some more. You think I ain't? I'm
Man.
getting
I
ready to make
went to
that happen.
Tops tonight.
So, oh, you went where,
Tops.
Tanya?
Huh?
Did you hear what he said?
What did he say?
Where you go, Scott?
Tops.
Oh, you know what? You make me sick.
Ah,
And you know what's funny? I'm gonna be honest, Tanya. I was
I don't want to
close.
hear it.
When
I
I
don't
went
want
to
to.
New Jersey for Thanksgiving, I almost went to Tops, but I thought of
I'm
you.
so glad you. Thank you. Thank you for being loyal. 'Cause these niggas do not. Mm-mm. What did you get? What you get, Scott?
I'm
Scott
going
said,
because somebody paid for me. I'm going.
"Yeah,
Somebody
you better
already told me.
believe. Say it again.
Well, I was
Make sure
trying to
you
get
open
somebody
the
to
door
pay
for
for me
them."
too. I was going to open the door for you, but I ain't been there yet.
Who you talking to?
You.
She said, I would
I
have
said,
opened the door for you.
who you talking? I sounded just like Bobby. Who you talking to?
You.
Did y'all see when Bobby Jones went off on that girl after she said, "Are you gonna do that dance?" He said, "What? No.
Man.
Who you talking to?" I said, "Why
He
are you
said, who
so
you
upset?"
talking to?
She said, "Who you talking?"
I
I said, "Bobby, why are you so upset? What is wrong?" Asking me to do something. I don't know about to do. I'm saved and sanctified, nigga.
He
Come
said,
on.
what?
Right. Come on there, Bobby.
I ain't even come right.
Robert
I
said
ain't
he
even
was
about to
joking
play
with
this
us.
game with you.
Come
I
on, brother.
understand what you're trying to make us think you are, but come on. We know the truth. We know you be out there doing what you do. But yeah. Tracy, I have never heard this about tonight's show let me know that you are human. Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
And y'all look at us here. Y'all look at us here. Look at this. Look at this.
So, he may
This
not
man
come,
said 10 o'clock. It's at
may not come.
11:13.
Did I tell you 11:13?
Yeah,
I
but
said
I was
11:15. I
having
definitely
problems
said.
with my phone and I was still driving, and I was coming out of
That's
like
that
Sparta.
Android.
Android
Coming out of
life.
Sparta.
It's that Android.
He may not come when you want him, but he always on time.
He always
There he is, Mr. Terrence.
Tracy, Tanya, and y'all the only two that I can really say this to. When I tell you, and I'm gonna say that we've said it times before, but I just feel like this is a really good time to say it. Terrence, when I tell you, I believe that when God comes back,
He gonna be
he
late.
is gonna listen. He gonna be ready to go. He gonna be. Where's Terrence? Where's he at now? God is going to wait for him. I really believe it. You know why? Because everybody else did.
Everybody else did.
We did.
Tracy, in 2008, I had just got back from Indonesia, and his daughter, Terrence's daughter, had an appreciation for him that he didn't know anything about.
I knew about it.
See, he nosy too.
No,
But
she told me about it. She told me.
Okay, well, she didn't tell us that. She made us think you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I got there and they gave me a chance to talk, and I told people in there, I said, all y'all talked about how late Terrence was, but he always managed to be on time to make sure that you didn't go to jail for taxes. I said, Terrence, did I not say that? So I told him, I said, and then Terrence was always fixing up stuff. Terrence fixed everything. I've never seen a man who used a soldering gun more than his brother. I've never seen it.
MacGyver, because he always.
If you broke your leg, Terrence would say, "Give me some tape, a piece of gum, a screwdriver, and a wig." You'd be like, "What the hell?"
Like, wow.
And before you know it, your tail is walking down the street.
He made something out of nothing, boy.
I had a microphone. Scott, it was Donovan Jackson's father's church out in Elizabeth, New Jersey. There was a microphone that wasn't working. And I don't know why I did it. Tanya, Tracy, I don't know why I did it. I turned around and I took the microphone off the stand. I took the XLR cable out and I said, give me a minute. I'm going to take this. I'll be back. Well, I took that red Mitsubishi Tradia L and I drove to Terrence. I drove to 343 15th Avenue. I took that microphone there with a box of Chinese food.
Oh, Lord.
And I sat at that glass table. Terrence and I was talking, and about 7 minutes later, he had a cap full of alcohol. He took the screen off of the microphone, put it in alcohol, and took the microphone apart and started soldering all the wires. About 15, 20 minutes later, we turn around and the alcohol looks like somebody put a whole bunch of dirt in it. So all that crap that was on the microphone screen, Terrence had got it out.
Wow.
He took a brush, he scrubbed over it, he rinsed it off, he laid it on the towel for about 20 minutes. 2 hours later, Terrence fixed that mic. He said, here. He didn't say nothing else. I took that microphone back, I plugged it up. Donovan walked up to that microphone. He said, test him up. Yo, how you put this to work? I said, Terrence Kitchens did it. He said, Terrence, I said, here in Patterson, the organist. Yeah, Terrence did. He said, my father was getting ready to send this thing up. I said, well, y'all need to pay him because it took him no time. And he said there was 3 wires that needed to be soldered and he did it. And here's your microphone. And I'm going back home after telling him this, and I'm just like, that man fixes everything. If Terrence can't fix it, it's impossible to fix. It's just, you got to throw it away.
Yeah.
You got to throw it away. But Terrence was always late. He was always eating, and he was never wrong. That's just how it went. Those 3 things that you know about Terrence. And what used to irritate a lot of people was they would always try to have an opinion about something, but Terrence would have the facts. He wouldn't go off opinion. He'd be like, well, it's 20 minutes away. No, it's not. It's 19 points. It is 2 hours. No, it's not.
I've never been that anal.
That's Terrence. Terrence, don't you sit here and lie.
Maybe he didn't realize it.
Terrence will sit up there and go, you say, yeah, from here to Delaware is about 3 hours. No, it's not. It's 2 hours and 47 minutes. If you take that, and this will make people mad. They would say 3 hours, but they would go to Delaware. It'd be 2 hours and 47, and they'd be like, "Terrence, it was 2." And you know what Terrence like? I know. I told you. I know.
Hilarious.
Tracy. Terrence Kitchens was never wrong. It was almost irritating because you could try to be mad at him, but you knew what he was saying was right, even if he was wrong.
No emotion. It's just
not at all.
I always tried to speak from, as you said, from a place of fact, not of opinion.
I started working at the cell phone company, and I told y'all Terrence would take me over there, right? And when I first started learning about cell phones and stuff, you know, I got the books and I got them in my bag or whatever. So when I get in the car with Terrence, we're going back to his house. And I'm like, Kevin, how was your first day? Because he was working at, was it 9X Terrence or New Jersey Bell?
Mm-hmm.
New Jersey Bell. So we both talking about phone stuff. So we get inside his house and I'm eating my Chinese food. And so I turn around and I said, so Terrence, let me tell you, man, they told me about the landline versus the, he said, yeah, I know. He said, like the 3 dB gain and all that. Yeah, I know, but I said, bro, you wasn't even in the class. How'd you know? He said, Kevin, Terrence always talks like this when he's matter of fact. He said, Kevin, I worked for New Jersey Bell. Why would I not know about that?
Sarcastic.
It was almost like, you dumbass. Why would I not know about that?
No.
I'm sitting
never,
up.
Never that.
But Terrence wasn't arrogant. He wasn't facetious. He wasn't pompous with it. He didn't walk around like he knew everything. He just knew everything.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of people I know that got my last name used to be pissed because they used to always talk about it. And they got mad at me one day. I was like, here's the funny thing, you know, y'all can talk about them all you want to, but you need them more than you think you do.
Right.
Yeah, Terrence always saved the day somehow.
Listen, we could sit up there and Avery, I mean no harm. Please, bro, we are family. You know we are. And I think Terrence knows what I'm going to say. But there'll be days that Terrence Kitchens will be late, that Tony Moses will get on that organ and it would irritate the crap out of me.
So Tony only know how to play one song.
What?
More
and
love
I'm like, what are you doing up there?
And one key.
Somebody could be singing an A. He gonna play an E flat. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. And every time Terrence would come in there, in my mind, I was like, Tony, get the hell up from there. Just get up. Just get up. Just get up. And we're upset at Terrence, right? But we're more mad at Terrence because when he shows up, now we got to get rid of our attitude. So now we mad because we got to change our attitude now. Because it's like when he started playing, we'll be like, all right,
can't be mad at him.
It's cool. It's good. He here now. You know. So I told y'all we gotta have one night where we just talking about Terrence. Okay. Terrence used to make everybody so upset, but when he would show up,
what really made us mad is the time it took Terrence to come from the door to his instrument.
Because he was
greeting everybody.
He would be in the back greeting everybody in the back. I'm like, church is going on.
No, you're gonna tell it right.
All right,
people greeted me. I greeted them back.
Well,
let's be honest.
At least he was respectable.
So if somebody stops me and greets me, of course I'm going to say hello.
Terrence, you could tell him, I gotta go. Good to see you. I gotta get up. He didn't do that. How you doing? How's your daughter? How's your father?
Guess what? The person that greeted me was in the same service that you were, waiting for me to come, just like you were, and
they will come out. That's right. Y'all see how he talking? You see that? You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. He was never arrogant about it. He wasn't pompous. He wasn't, just like, I'm here now. Now we can have sir. He was never like that. Terrence just got there when he got there.
All right, I'll talk to everybody on the way to the instrument.
He just got there when he got there. He didn't pray. He only got gray hair because of his age. It's not because of stress. Because he didn't stress.
Oh no, sir. Oh, no.
It's some of those strings.
Young Kevin, you both have contributed to some of this gray hair.
No, you can't blame that on me, brother.
No, Avery. I'm not going to tell you a story. Now I'm going to put your business out there. But all I'm going to say is this, sir, and you should know what I'm talking about. I told you the first time to leave it alone, but did you listen to me?
That was J.E. fault. They ain't got that.
No,
oh God! Now he pulling somebody else into it.
No, sir.
Well, Terrence, I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to me because I was who I was. I was.
So you were Kevin Jerome. Do I need to go?
Scott, what you say?
Nothing.
You were Kevin Jerome. That's all I got.
Tanya, I'm gonna let you know right now. My biggest problem in Patterson was I hung with Chris Joe. That was my biggest problem.
You do have a lot of stories with him. You do have a lot.
Oh,
of
me and
stories.
Chris, listen, we could take up a whole show.
No, y'all could take up a whole year.
A whole year. Oh,
Not that bad.
Tracy,
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Between me, that one over in that corner over there, talk about Avery and Chris Joe. Terrence, yeah, you're right. Now I understand why you're great.
Exactly. I don't have to embellish.
Tanya, I wasn't bad in Patterson. Like a lot of stuff in Patterson. I didn't do a lot of stuff in Patterson. No.
Found me.
You went to Essex County.
I didn't go look.
You said what? I went to Essex County. You're right. I drove 11 miles from exit. What's the exit over there in Patterson on the Parkway, Terrence?
155.
There you go. 155P.
They changed it now. It's not a P anymore. It's 155.
Oh, it's just a one. See? I drove from 165P to Lyons Avenue, and that's where I messed up. Exit 143.
Man.
That's where I messed up. Thanks a lot, Natalie Simmons. Thank you. I appreciate it.
See, y'all always blaming the wrong person. That's the problem. Y'all always blaming the wrong person.
When I got with SOP, I got lost.
Michael Jackson said it best. Start with what the man where in the mirror.
Yeah, start with the man in the mirror, but Kevin, shut up. You are talking too much tonight, bro.
No, you're not. Free yourself, son. Come on. Let it out.
I am free. And I mean in more ways than one. Am I right, Tanya?
Yes.
I am free. I am free.
We won't talk about that.
Handsome said, "Yep, you're right."
He said, "I was there."
I was there when he found out. He's free. But yeah, Tracy, I'm telling you, we gotta listen, y'all.
Keep Tracy up.
This is our show. No, Tracy, we gotta keep talking to Tracy because she's gonna fall asleep again.
Right, you gotta check on
Terrence and Scott. Let me tell y'all, Tracy was asleep for almost an hour. And we done called her on the phone. We done called her name. We was getting ready to put out an APB on her. And I'm pretty sure she don't want to come on this camera because her head was cocked back, mouth was probably wide open, gone.
And in the middle of a conversation, she said,
She was like, This is what she did. She said, She did like this. She said, And we didn't hear nothing from her for an hour.
You knew, okay.
And guess when she came back in, she said, I know y'all still talking about the same thing.
So bad, girl. Don't worry, I got your back.
That was funny because her phone wasn't even muted. You just saw her picture. Unbelievable. Oh, I can't wait to tell Brent about it. Do y'all see that Brent is starting a podcast now with that wig on and them glasses?
Man.
This is gonna be interesting.
That's hilarious. That joke was funny.
Let me tell you something. And he has had so many people on his page because he's an entertaining fool. So of course they're gonna look. And he just, I wish him the best with that. He'll be on here with us soon.
It's something about us November babies. We're special people.
Anywho.
No, Avery's talking because Avery is the parent of some November children.
Yeah, Tanya, Franklin.
Franklin, yeah.
Anywho.
Hey, what happened to your background? Normally, I'm used to seeing the other background behind you.
Hey, man, I got stuff going on. I'm about to move.
Okay.
So,
that's right. Y'all talked about that.
We got some stuff situated. So, I don't have that stuff up right now.
I can relate. In case you can see it. This is not 343 50th Avenue.
Absolutely. Where are you at?
Yo, that is
around the corner.
Light, though.
That's why I don't look the same. If Teresa come on here one day, when I tell you I will have no room. I can't do it.
Explain something to you.
They don't know her. No, Tracy, they don't know her.
Tracy and Tanya. When I tell you, if his wife comes on here, 9 out of 10, 98.9%, you are not gonna hear from me.
You gonna be quiet?
If she comes on here, Teresa's gonna cuss more than she does.
She's gonna cuss more than any. And when I tell you, I am going to laugh.
And again,
so all you gotta do is get her angry one time. Just talk about something she mad at. That's it.
Listen, and ladies, she will not curse. She's gonna cuss.
Oh,
I
wow.
want you to understand there's a difference.
Yeah, she doesn't curse.
Like a
She
sailor.
doesn't curse.
She cusses.
She Teresa, I mean, she could say one word and 9 words or cuss words, and then she'll come back and say the other word. She
She's a
does
whole
not.
nother breed, bro. That's my girl right there, though.
Tracy, I came off a tour and I came home and I thought life is gonna be better.
It was.
When I got to 343,
Pork chops.
she had pork chops and she had trash waiting on me.
Pork chops and trash.
Yes, she did.
She said,
I
you
came
eat.
home.
But
I
before
was
you
out
eat-
with Blackstreet. When I tell you we did that tour, and I came back and I'm feeling all starish, and I'm just like, yeah. Teresa said, "When you get home," didn't say hello, nothing. When you get home, I said, "I just got off the plane, Teresa. It's some pork chops in here, but take this trash out. All that trash on the side of the house, go put in that trash can." Well, it's good to see you too. Ain't nobody think about you, Kevin. Go take no. She said nothing.
But you were saying that as you were doing what?
Taking the trash out, getting them pork chops. I took them 4 trash bags, put them in that green that receptacle, and I went in that bathroom, washed my hands, and sat down at that glass table and ate my pork chops and rice. Yes, I did.
I said, I bet you didn't say nothing else.
I didn't. What you gonna say with a mouthful of fried food?
What can you say to
No,
them
what you gonna
things?
say to Teresa?
Nothing.
What shall we
She
say
came
to
out-
these things? Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. She sat up there. When you finish with your plate, make sure you wash it out, Kevin. It was clean before you said it.
Oh,
Don't be leaving no dishes out sink either.
One of
Tracy?
my funniest moments though was Logan and Jason.
Oh
They
Lord.
came by the house because like in the summertime, it was nothing for us to have the front door open, but just the screen,
Opened.
So we right there, we right there, and Patterson has its parts, but for the most part, we never really had no issues or enough problems on 15th Ave. 15th Ave.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So this particular day, not Kevin, excuse me. What I said, Logan and Jason, they came through, and they just came in the house. Hey, how everybody doing? Logan grabbed a box of cereal. Jason grabbed a 2-liter Pepsi. I said, "All right, I'll see y'all later," and walked right back out.
that sounds about right.
And nobody did nothing.
Wow.
Because that was just normal. See, again, I think I've said it before, but the one thing I can say is that especially for like a lot of like Lorraine and Deacon Moody and Jean, it's still hard to believe she's gone. But anyway,
That's
they knew if their kids was anywhere around my house, everything was good. Avery, your mother, and your grandmother, grandfather, your father, whatever. They knew if they was at my house, all right, they good.
Yeah, they used to walk me home after wrestling at 11, 12 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now to put perspective on it, Avery's at the time he lived about
2 blocks.
a block and a half.
Blocking that. That's right. That's right. Yep, right around the corner by Jimmy's garage right there.
You guys were on 24th between Park and 17th.
17th.
And I'm on 15th Avenue runs parallel to Park Avenue, so it was like 15th
it was
Avenue,
literally
Park
right
Avenue,
there.
17th, so it was right there.
Tracy, I'm gonna tell you like this: we would leave church late at night. It would be freezing cold outside, about 21 degrees or less. And I didn't care what time it was. Everybody went to Terrence's house.
Yeah.
And we still don't understand how all of us fit in that small behind living room. We still don't get it.
Because the apartment is only
and it was church chairs.
But they had folding chairs that he guys said Greater Bible Way Church on the back of. He had about 6 of those. It was the wooden ones and the metal ones, and he had a bunch of them in the house. And I remember one night, and Chris was not a member of Bible Way, but he was at a sister church that we considered to be. And they weren't far from each other.
Yeah.
But it was me, Chris, Avery, Tony, Logan, Jason, Jonathan.
Tyrone there that night too?
Tyrone Gregg was there. They had not Trey, what's his name? Mark Foxworth. Everybody was coming because Tara and them would come down the street and they would be sitting outside. There were people in the house and outside the house in 21 negative degree weather, and we would all be sitting. And Terrence and Teresa would not say a word.
And the ones that was in the kitchen was playing spades.
Playing spades. We never understood it.
So you can understand that the cussing definitely commits.
Oh, hey Tanya, I learned how to play spoons and spades at 343 15th Avenue.
Oh, school, you never played spoon before? I didn't know that.
Oh, no. I learned. They taught me.
They taught, yeah. They taught.
Between Teresa Kitchings and Terry Holman. These two fine ladies taught Kevin Stills how to play spades.
After they finish cussing you out, though.
After they finish. Listen, you taught Tanya, if you ever wanted to see me get my heart broke, watch them. When I tell you I would renege by mistake, and Teresa would, be so close to flipping that table over. You ain't paying attention. You gotta look at the board. You gotta pay attention. You get on my note. Get up, Kevin. Like, if my skin wasn't thick, I would have never came back to that.
That's why I can't play it.
I'd have never came back. But she made me strong, though. She did. Terry too. Love Terry. Terry was like, Terry was a quieter version of Teresa, but their attitudes were the same.
They sisters?
Wow.
Both Teresa?
They're both named Teresa. Both of them.
Are they friends?
If they ain't got the same blood, that's surprising.
Oh, wow.
They are when I tell you they are very much alike, but Terry was more rational. She would really think about how she's going to tell you to kiss her tail. Teresa didn't care.
Not so much.
Filter zero.
Yeah, at least Terry would at least let you know what's going on. Teresa never thought about it. She would speak first and wouldn't. There she go.
Y'all shut up. Everybody
yeah. Here you go.
You gotta literally stand.
Tracy, you got some sleep. You better stay up for this. Here we go. Oh yeah. Come on, Teresa. Yes, sir.
This is video, though. I'm letting you know this is video.
Let her know. Let her know I said hi.
Oh yeah, here she comes. Ooh, I could.
Turn it to me. Who's that laughing?
Avery.
Hey,
What's up?
I love y'all.
Teresa.
Yes.
You know who this is, don't you?
Yes, Mr. Stancer.
He was telling the other ones about the time that he had just come off the tour, and you had cooked the pork chops, and you were like, "Yeah, that's real nice. Go take that trash out."
Teresa,
Kevin, put the yams now, honey.
Oh boy. All right. Well, sound like we gotta take a trip.
Avery
Sweet yams.
Avery had them yams.
Wait a minute. He did? I mean, wait a minute. Wait.
Candied
Pause,
yams,
bro.
Candied yams.
You know where your mind at. That's why you're always
Teresa, the only thing that has changed in the day. That's it.
If she got a big chest, Avery, she got Kevin.
Oh.
Praise ye the Lord.
Oh, God. In the words of my grandfather.
Kevin, no, I know him.
Oh, God.
We had some good old fun, right, Kevin?
Yeah, Teresa. Well, I got one and she got a big old chest, so you're right.
I know, right?
She, yeah. And, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Avery is cracking up.
I'm in tears right now.
I ain't saying nothing because she's right.
Shut up, Scott. Scott, I ain't saying nothing because she's right.
Well.
Oh Jesus!
You guys
Kevin, we got to talk, Kevin.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Y'all got a meeting.
I got to call you.
Yeah, I miss our talks. You got to call me now. We got a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, I know we do.
Yeah. Tracy, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, that's
All
Tara's
right, y'all
wife.
have a good. Avery, tell your wife
Teresa.
I said hi.
Teresa.
Who?
So
Tell your wife
you,
she
you
said hi.
Oh, I will. I'll tell her.
you got Tanya and Tracy on the phone. Say hi. We done told them all about you.
Oh,
Hi,
hey.
Miss Teresa. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Finding yourself.
Good.
Oh, we
I'm
got
good.
stories.
Teresa, next week you're gonna have to come on with Terrence.
Yes, you do, because we
What
got
happened? Say that again.
stories.
I said, tell Teresa next week she gotta come on with you. Tell her, put a face on her. Come on.
My face is on,
Oh. All right.
Alrighty,
but
all
You
right.
set yourself up for that one, Kevin.
I don't always. I'm always thinking I'm so cunning and smart till she show
Uh-huh.
up.
You think you're way up here, and then Teresa brings you. Boom.
It's been going like that for years, bro. And she's being mild today. This is the first time that I've talked to her in a while. She's very mild today.
yeah, God is dealing with
Oh my God.
Avery is cracking up.
No, because I
Wait a
miss
minute.
you. I
I'm gonna
miss
turn
Teresa,
the camera
man.
on so she can see y'all faces. Hold
Okay.
on. All right. So you can see them, but they can't see you.
He might have just set me up.
No, because you would see yourself right there.
No,
Hey,
he didn't.
y'all. Hey.
He didn't set you up, but you're gonna have to come on with him next week.
Got
Kevin,
to,
you know
man.
all the looks.
I felt them. I don't even have to be there. I don't have to see you to know what you feel.
Man.
Hey, Tracy. I told her one day I came home and I had ordered some Chinese food, right? So they were out. They weren't even at the house when I got there. And this is how open their door was. If I came there and I told them I was coming, they would leave the door open.
Wow.
They wouldn't even close the door. I'll be like, I'm coming by the house. We're not there. Just go to the front door. We're gonna leave it open. And I would get there, the door would be open. So I called her. They said, Kevin, we going by the Chinese restaurant. What you want? I said, Teresa. She said, never mind.
Pork fried rice.
With
She
chicken
went
wings,
inside there
no
and she came
vegetables,
back.
$1 extra.
She didn't say, Kevin, here's your food. She didn't say, Kevin, I ordered your food and it's on the table, nothing like that. She walked inside and I just looked at her. She looked at me and she was like, well, it's in there. What you looking at me for? I'm like, well, Teresa, how much was it? Boy, get out of here. That food was like $4. But when
Guess
I
how much
tell
it is
you,
now?
I don't want to know. It's like what, 15?
About $10 or $11 for the
I
same
ain't
order that you
paying that
got.
much to eat over there. No, I ain't doing it. But Tracy, it would be like that all the time.
Man.
Like literally, if I would come off the road, she'd be like, "Hey, Kevin, yeah, there's some trash over there."
Jason is allergic to come in.
I told him about Jason and Logan. One grabbed a Pepsi, the other one grabbed a box of cereal, and just walk right in, walk right out.
Yeah.
Yo, Teresa, do you remember that time? It was about 20 of us at your house that one time.
Him, Chris Joe,
Me, Chris, Joe, Jason, Avery, Tom. I mean, everybody. Tanya, when I tell you we were in that house, and I know we might have been smaller at the time, but still the house was not that big.
Listen, for Tanya and Tracy, do me a favor. Go to Google Maps, type in the address, 343 15th Avenue, Patterson. The house looks exactly the same.
I'm about to
You'll
go
get a perspective of on the picture.
And I'm trying to tell you, the living room was next to the kitchen.
Windows that you see on the bottom,
that was the living room.
343 what?
15th Avenue.
And Patterson
with one T, not two.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hate when people do that.
They'd be like PATT. I'm like, where is that at? Germany? That ain't where I live at. Right. Pennsylvania.
And you should see an aluminum sided white and green house.
I see it. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
If you go inside that house, just imagine when you look in there, you're going to just imagine.
It's narrow. It's very narrow.
Very.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Just imagine 20 niggas in there. It has 3 levels. Yes, it does. Actually 4, but they say
Yeah.
Well, the basement and three levels. Yeah.
so. Actually, it's 5.
No.
And
4.
we need to talk about this Vegas trip because
Wait a minute. How we go? Okay.
I'm sorry. I get excited.
Terrence, y'all gotta come to Vegas, man. Y'all
January 17th to the 20th.
That's when y'all gonna be here?
I'll be there.
Oh, Teresa, you not
No,
coming?
Teresa's not coming. This is business.
Well, it's her business to be here.
What I was
We'll
gonna
see.
say is that we
It's
can
my
We'll see.
business to receive that, take that money when he get back.
Ooh.
Oh,
And there you have it.
well,
Well,
And there you have it.
all she needed was a second.
Yeah.
No.
Yo.
A second
She
chance.
knows that my
Didn't take long.
Korean friends are doing very well.
Scott said, didn't take long.
She knows our Korean
All
friends are
she
doing well.
needed was a moment. She just needed a little warming up. You know,
Mhm.
on the East Coast, we warm up our cars.
Kevin, that was mild.
We know.
What you think of what? You thought I was going to, what? Who didn't know that? Matter of fact, I was about to ask what's wrong with you.
Kevin is
I was-
so stupid.
I'm about to send a text and go, are you all right? That was nice. What's wrong, Teresa?
When's the next
Touch her
time-
head, Terrence.
When's the next time you're gonna be in Jersey?
I gotta make my way, man. We gotta come over there. I was
Yeah,
just,
you
well,
gotta
you know, I
go
was there for
south.
my mom's thing, but we gotta go. We gotta come over there. I gotta make it my business to go.
And for tops.
Because James had Tanya all around Patterson, showing her all the spots that we all
Way
used to
that he
hang out
took me
in.
around that
He
6
took
square
her
miles.
everywhere. When she was telling me, I was like, I ain't even been over there in years. He took you over there. I ain't know nothing about that place. Tracy, I want you to meet Teresa. And I'm telling you now, bring you might need a Depend or something to put on because there's never gonna be a dull moment with that lady. And if she like you, she gonna tell you everything.
Mm-hmm. And if she don't like you,
She gonna tell
She
you.
gonna tell you everything.
stand clear.
She's like, and Avery,
No, you're not a bad person, Teresa. Nobody said that.
Nah,
a
she
bad person? No, Teresa, come
That's
on
what she
now.
said. I'm just going by the people.
Mm-mm.
The problem is people thought you were bad. They thought you were hard to deal with because you weren't easy to manipulate.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that was. They always said it was hard to talk to you because you kept your grass cut low so you could always see the snakes.
Yep.
Now that sounds like somebody from 1974 would have said. You
in Savannah, Georgia.
no.
That sounds like something Bishop would have said.
That's Blackwater, Mississippi.
Right, that's
Blackwater,
that's Moscow, Tennessee. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is. Tracy, you all right over there?
I'm good.
We trying to keep you. Listen, after that last sleep, you can stay up till it's time to go to work, can't you?
No.
She made that
took
plain.
a cat nap.
Terrence, it wasn't no cat nap. That was a lion nap. There wasn't no cat. She took a whole zoo.
A whole bobcat.
This gonna be her second wind.
Yeah,
A
this is her
women
second
way.
win right here. She gonna go back to sleep in about 15 seconds.
A
What?
women way.
Terrence,
Man.
we were sitting up there talking, and she said, "Uh-huh."
Stay away
That
from
was
the
all you heard.
water.
And that's all you heard. And about an hour later, she said, "Uh-huh."
Like,
And
the
way that y'all read her though.
It's like, where was you at? She said, I was.
here.
She said, I was here. That's what she first said. Then she said, y'all, I was gone.
I was
out. She probably woke up like this. Oh, shoot.
Stay away from the water.
Yeah, she was gone. Terrence, we was talking about the Jamie Foxx thing. Did you see that?
I haven't seen it yet. I just saw the little clips of it.
You gotta watch it, brother. Gotta watch it, brother.
That's a Netflix thing, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It's a tearjerker. Just be ready. I know Teresa be crying.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's a walking bucket at times.
Mm-hmm.
Once she done crying, she man, something. Oh well,
Mhm.
there you are. I was waiting on you.
Handsome now.
And
I was
and then she'll be the main one. So the first time she hears somebody talk about, oh no, mother.
Yeah, yes, sir.
She is not
Tracy,
gonna
if
reach.
you ever want somebody to protect you verbally, go to that lady.
For
This is
real.
That's the
for real.
I can hear her. That's the one that play bass guitar. Who ain't pay you? Show me where they at. I'll be. Oh Lord. By the time she done, they done gave you their whole checkbook. Here, just take it.
Got my blade in my pocket.
Please take it. Don't sit there. I should have used Teresa a long time ago. Call my manager. Mm-hmm. What's her name? You'll find out.
Oh, you'll know.
Her name is
know.
Bertha. And here she comes.
Speaking of which, I was laughing. I was telling somebody. Remember Big Raina?
Oh, yo, hold up.
Anybody named
Wait a minute.
Raina is good.
Tanya and Tracy, there was a girl named Raina.
One of my daughters.
One of her daughters, one of Terrence's daughter's friends that we just had to accept. That we had to accept. But please let me tell
I
this.
remember her.
The short of the story is this. New Jersey had one of the biggest snowfalls that we'd ever seen in history. And it was so bad that you could not open the front door to Terrence's house. We were stuck in Terrence's house for a couple of days.
Oh man.
And it had gotten so bad because it was about maybe 4 feet of snow, but by the time
they had
plowed it, it had gotten so bad you just saw this little ray of light coming through Terrence's screen door because the snow was plowed all the way up to his door. So the lady we talked about, her name is Teresa. Call her Terry. She has a brother named Peanut. I don't know why they called him that because Peanut was not a peanut.
No,
he was more like he was huge. And
Like,
so Raina was not small by any means. Raina was a big. I called Raina a silverback gorilla one day, and nobody recovered from it. That's how big she was.
And she had an S curl.
And she had an S curl. Her curl wasn't even. It was an S, but it had like all S's. Like it was just S's everywhere. And Raina was. She was. I mean, just big, right? So we decided we're gonna go out in this snow, and we were trying to shovel. It turned into a snowball fight. We just decided that we're gonna go out. Terrence never came out there. He was looking at us like, "Look at these idiots."
No, I was out there for a minute.
I don't. Oh yeah, then he went back in.
Yes, I did.
We stayed outside. So me, Terrence's daughter, her friend Raina, Peanut. There was a couple of other kids, and if you know Patterson,
was Rel there that day? Was Rel there?
Rel came, yeah, because him and Terry was there. Terry came. She drove there because Rel walked. Mm-hmm. So they were all out there.
Remember, they were on 12th Avenue at that time.
They were on 12th. So there was 15th. They were 3 blocks of the other way. Tanya and Tracy, we started fighting out there, and we were playing WWF at the time. It wasn't WWE yet. Raina, could you imagine a big girl about 280 pounds coming at you full force through the snow? And Peanut reached into the deepest realm of his heart to do this move. When I tell you, he bent over. Raina, her knees hit his shoulders, and she leaned on his back. He lifted that big girl up and shot her in the air. And she landed on her back in the snow, like right by a car. And my mouth, you could have put anything in there. Because when I tell you, I was standing there like.
So y'all have seen the cartoons like when they, like something hits somebody and like they get pushed into a car or something like that. And then you see
and there's the imprint.
Body.
Right.
That's exactly what that snow looked like. When that girl got up there, if she did a snow angel, it would have been perfect because that's how she was deep in the snow. When she was getting up, there was snow all over her face. That's how far down she went. When she got up from there, and that S curl was just as
drippy. But
follow the drip.
It was her response. They housed this girl. I mean, they wasn't trying to be violent against her. It's just, the hit.
We beat her up. We did.
And she just got up and looked over there and she just said, and everybody was like, oh
She laughed. Yo, that laugh was so devious, yo. I was like, she get ready to kill somebody.
I was sitting there like, "Ooh, y'all in trouble now."
Yeah, she get ready to
Y'all
kill
in trouble.
somebody. She get ready to go on that because she went in the house after that. And when she went in the house, I was like, she going to get a knife. She going to get a butcher knife. She going to get a pole with nails in. She get ready to do something. That chick went in there and came back out with that hot dog.
Because she was hungry.
She went inside to get something. She came out there with that hot dog on that slice of bread. I said, "You fat!" And it left my mouth before my brain could even think about it. I said, "You fat!" And I mean, her clothes is just sogging wet, like she was just all drenched from head to toe. And she's sitting up there eating, talking about, "It ain't hurt. It hurt my feelings. It didn't even happen to me. I know it hurt you."
It hurt so bad she had to go get something to
She
eat.
had to go get something to eat. She had to soothe her pain. Yo, we had some moments. I'm gonna tell you about what. Yeah, she was like, "Oh, that was a lot. I need to go eat."
I need to go get something to eat.
Yeah, Terrence had a mask on one day. He had, people in Patterson, we good for wearing masks. So every night in Jersey, back in the day, we had the night before Halloween. It was called Goosey Night.
Goosey Night, yeah.
And we would go like on 11th Ave, right there by 11th and like right by Broadway. 11th and Broadway ran parallel to each other. So right on East 26th and 11th Avenue, there was a bus that used to come down there every now and again. And Terrence, what bus was that on 11th Ave? They used to go down there.
770.
Okay, 770 going there. Tracy, this how bad we were. These are Patterson kids now.
Mm-hmm.
We would go and buy D batteries and throw them at buses.
Yep.
And not 9 volts, not double A's, not triple A's. D. If you know how big a D
They are
is,
big.
we would go and take a bag of them. We wasted our money. We could have bought bikes. We could have bought clothes. And we going to buy D batteries to throw them at buses. So it was either batteries or eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And we would take eggs and throw them because that was what was called Goosey Night. And one night I had left. My mother had this blue Ford Granada. I don't even know why she had that car. She had another car, but she had that car, and I would take that car. It had New York license plates on it. So I know anytime I drove that car, I was pretty much going to get pulled over because I had New York license plates, but I never got pulled over. Anyway, I went to Terrence's house, and I got out that car, and it was Goosey Night. And I came in Terrence's house. Terrence was in his bedroom, which is not far from the hallway from the front door. And I was going upstairs because I thought he was upstairs. I said, Terrence. He never answered the door. So I was going upstairs. He said, Kevin. And I went to turn around, and I thought he was in the basement. So I got to the bottom of the steps, and the lights were out. He had turned the lights out. And I was like, yo, man, what you doing? I turned the lights on. Terrence had this mask of a skeleton or something, like scared the complete crap out of me. And I took my right hand, and I punched him in the forehead. And he kind of looked, and he was like, that didn't hurt. And I'm sitting up here like, I don't care if it hurt or not. I just need enough time to get the hell up out of here. I need to make sure that you were stunned a little bit. Because I didn't swing at him hard. I just didn't know who it was. And when he took that mask off, I had never heard this fool laugh so hard.
Yo.
And it sucked the thug points right out of me. I literally was like, I mean, I know I didn't scream, but Lord knows I was like, this some bull crap. Because he scared the crap out of me. And I knew then that once I left that house, it was going to be crazy. When I got outside, somebody had egged my car up so bad.
Yo.
I mean, it's like they took like dozens of eggs. And just because it was a light blue car, and if your car draws attention, they gonna mess it up. I came inside. I told Teresa, I said, did I egg my car? She said, who? This lady has no fear at all. She has none. Teresa grabbed a knife and just walked outside. She didn't even ask, are they still out there? Do they have guns? Do they have... Walked out, stood
Guns
in the
wasn't
middle of the
street.
He said on site.
She walked out in the middle of the street in the yellow lines. She's just standing in the middle of the street with a knife. And a butcher knife at that. She just got a whole knife. And I'm standing in the screen like... Teresa, come back in. Ain't nobody coming in here. Who messed up his car? Like, and all you heard was crickets. Nobody said it was kids walking outside. They was like, we ain't saying nothing to her. We ain't yo. That's the kind of stuff that used to happen at this man's house.
Yes.
I kid you not. That woman that you talk, she's so mild. She said God is really doing something in her. And he must be. Because on
That's
any
not the
given day,
Teresa I know.
that's not the Teresa I know.
As Bill Cosby said, we're getting older now. We're trying to make heaven.
Okay. Okay. Well, the road is long.
See, you're talking about the 30-something-year-old Teresa.
Oh God. Oh boy.
We us is be 62 now.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
Good God.
Sometimes we gotta go another way. There was a concert that was happening. Was it my mom's recording? I think it was. It was my mom's recording. They were introducing the musicians.
Yes, it
and
was.
You remember that, Terrence?
I will never forget that moment.
And they were talking about Natalie was talking about Joe Wilson.
Natalie wasn't talking. Your mother was introducing everybody.
Oh.
She was introducing and she was actually introducing me.
You.
But Natalie presumed that she was talking about Joe. So before she actually said the name, she hollered out, and Teresa stood up.
This is what she said though. She said, "That's right, that's my baby." And Teresa said, she stood up. I was on them drums. I turned around, looked to the left, and Teresa, I said, "Uh-oh." So my mom was introducing Terrence, but she did not say, she said on keys. That's what she said. Joe was playing keys, Terrence was playing organ. But she said on keys tonight, she said, he's been with me for a long time. She said, and I would like to introduce, he is family. We fight, we argue, blah, 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 blah. She said, but he is, he's been with me forever. And, and I just want to say that, and his wife loves him to That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
And Natalie thought that she was talking about Joe Wilson. So Natalie said, "That's right, that's my baby."
And remember, Natalie was sitting up in the balcony.
In the balcony
so it was
with
like you heard this voice just come out
exactly
from nowhere almost.
Like. Avery, all you saw, Teresa's horns came out.
And anybody that was in her proximity that saw that, they were like, "Oh."
They shifted to whichever area was away from her. That lady stood up and said, "Who's she talking about?" I said, "Oh, God." Oh, I put them sticks on that drum set. Oh, Jesus.
Party over.
Oh, Jesus. Well, time to go.
Yeah, I was going to say, remember Color Purple? And this was before we saw Color Purple. No, we actually had seen it, but the point is, it was just like, dude, he was like, "Oh, gotta go."
Tracy, if you had seen this man's wife, the way she stood up and turned around to that balcony,
and she means business.
Oh, Lord. I looked at Joe. I said, hey, you got to do something, bro. You got to do something. He was like, "Yo, who is that?" I said, "It's the devil. It's the devil. It's the devil. She's coming to get you." She was red as a fried apple. That lady was pissed off. And I kept saying after, because here's what I found out that night. And and Chris Joe is not on here to tell you, but I found out that night that I was about to be a father.
Oh wow!
And I was not happy about that at all.
But you was happy doing it though, weren't you?
Oh man! On that note,
happy
good night.
Practicing.
Say something, Kevin. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It only takes one time, because that's all it was.
Only takes a minute, girl.
If I had made that left instead of that right, things might have been different. But I had to get on that parkway.
Listen.
And got off at exit 143, got off on Lions Ave, went to Bergen Street, made a right on Goldsmith, and that's what happened.
And Avery, now you understand why I told you what I told you. But
yes, I know.
Tracy, good night. Tracy said she gonna finish her nap. Tracy, it was good seeing you for the time that we saw you when we had you. Thank you for being
Part 1 and part 2.
Sharon, she said her last word was huh. Then she woke up, she said, uh-huh. All right, Tracy, we'll bid you adieu.
Yes. Love y'all.
Yeah. So we all getting off here.
See you next week.
Got to the party,
Yes, sir.
You will. In a minute.
All right, Tracy. Scott, what are you doing? You've been off and on for the longest. What you got going on over there?
No, I'm cleaning and all that stuff, but I'm listening to y'all cracking up.
You cleaning. All right. Well, that's a good thing to do.
Well, I ain't never home. I gotta do when I'm home.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So, Harriet just said just getting home from a long ass day of holiday retail.
I saw that.
The devil.
Yeah, so we do appreciate everybody. We had a good time. We wasn't gonna stay on that long, but we was waiting on Terrence. So
and again, they always blame the black man. It's always the black man's fault.
It's always you.
It's always the black man's fault.
Listen, if it's always your fault, that means you're always doing something. That's what I take from it. Avery, you know who I'm gonna listen to tonight while I'm doing some work?
Ooh.
This hit me so hard this morning. I was like, I really need to. I'm getting ready to listen to some Dave Matthews.
Ooh, yo, that Crash Into Me album.
Yes, sir. I'm getting ready to listen to some Dave Matthews, brother. I ain't about to sit up here and play no games. That movie, that I'm about to actually put the videos on.
I'm gonna tell you that album and his American, I think it's American Dream or
American Dream. No, Under the Table and Dreaming.
Is it? No.
Yep.
No.
Yeah. I'm gonna show it. You talking about the one with the hot air balloon on it?
No. It's what is it called? Crash Into Me, the Crash Into Me album, and then the Stand. That's what it is. Stand Up.
Hold on. There's Under the Table and Dreaming. There's
I think it's Dream Girl.
Oh, Stand Up. Yeah. You're right. I remember this.
Stand Up. Yo, that album is amazing too.
Yo, that Under the Table and Dreaming though. Carter Beaufort was going nuts on that album, bro.
Carter is a beast, man. He's a
Terrence,
beast.
I talked to Richard Gibbs. He told me to tell you hello.
Oh, okay, cool. You saw the picture I posted that I found?
I did. I was laughing so hard. I was laughing.
I finally met, and I never met him all these years. Walt Whitman, Soul Children of Chicago.
Oh,
yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I got the power down inside of myself to say no. That album was dope, though.
You were talking about the nostalgia stuff because last week, all of a sudden, out of the blue, I started listening to Snapshot from George Duke.
Man, come on, bro. I was listening to Night After Night. That doggone Fusion song still got me messed up after all these years.
Fusion that's the song of life.
You know what other song on there that I like? The Brazilian Coffee song. That was the instrumental.
Yes, sir.
But then the other song I like was the What We Have Is Much More Than Naked. That I really like his version of that, man. That was beautiful.
Bro.
But yeah, George Duke.
Favorite,
y'all know we didn't get a chance to talk about it.
George Duke album, and it's so freaking churchy. Is that dang Don't Let Go, bro?
Yeah, that was sick. That one is sick. And I think that one, his Night After Night, Snapshot, and what was the other one that he had? There's another one that has a song called Stupid Is and Stupid Does. I think Ronald Bruno was playing drums on that. It was killing. But Terrence, I had another moment. I do it to Tanya every now and again. I'll put Milton Brunson on in a minute. And it was funny because I put on If I Be Lifted, right? And I started listening to Guess You're Wondering. And I said, you know what's funny about this? I remember when I learned that song years ago, back in the 80s, I learned that song. And I said, I knew I was going to be a bass player when I learned that song. Because that song on bass is not easy to play, especially the way Steve Huff did it. It was not easy to play at all. But I remember one day I was playing at Avery, and we were doing it for offering. They were taking offering, and we were doing that song. And I remember Craig Richardson had he got up and he kind of turned to me, and he was in disbelief. But I remember your father got up he walked to that gate when you remember we used to have the rails on the pulpit right there with the red curtains.
The red curtain, yeah.
He got up there and he kneeled over that thing, or he leaned over. He was like, "Play, you black idiot." That's exactly what Tony said.
That sounds about right.
That's exactly what Tony said. And I was sitting there and I was looking at him. And so after service was over, I was, packing my bass up in one of them big old giant coffins I used to have. And your father came down. He was like, "Kevin, how much did you practice that song?" I said, "I practice all the time." My mother came over. She said, "I'm ready to throw the whole damn record player out."
But no,
I said, "Mama, you in
what it was?" Because she said record player, not CD.
Listen, it was not a tape recorder. She said a record player. She said, "I'm ready to throw the whole damn record player out." I hear that song. She said, "Guess you want it." She said, "I guess I'm just gonna keep hearing this song."
I ain't got the one no more.
I ain't got the one.
I ain't got the one no more.
I ain't never. She said, "If I see Milton Brunson, I won't slap him right in his face." Why did you do that song? I asked her about it a couple of years ago. She said, "Well, look at you now. I guess I just needed to go let you do it."
But you know what? You know what album I always remember you just being like just over the moon about when that doggone Quincy Jones Back on the Block came out.
Bruh, Tanya, do you hear this?
That tomorrow.
Nobody can hear you. You're muted. Nobody can hear you. But Tanya, do you hear this? You're muted. Nobody can hear you.
Back on it?
Yeah, you're taking too long. We're waiting on you. It's midnight.
I hear you. I know. Shut up. I hear you. You love some Quincy Jones. I mean, like love.
No. It what Terrence will tell you. It wasn't love.
It wasn't love.
It was
different.
It was something else. So no, it wasn't lust. But
I'm just playing.
It was
the portable CD players had just kind of come into fashion. Kevin got that and that album, I believe, the same Christmas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I don't know if you remember this. It was the same night that Eric McDaniel came to Patterson and taught us "Worthy."
That me other song. That's right. Yeah.
We were rehearsing in the basement for some reason.
Yes,
I don't know why. But we were downstairs in the fellowship hall.
It was cold. I think the furnace or the heat upstairs or something was wrong with it.
Whatever. Yeah. So we were downstairs in the fellowship hall, and that was the night that Eric McDaniel came and taught us "Worthy."
And right after he did that, I had the CD player with me, and I remember I bought it and I took it, and because that was my first CD player. So and my uncle gave it was a Citizens joint, but my uncle gave it to me, and he gave me that joint, and I put that AC adapter in that wall, and I had them headphones. You could tell me they were sitting there rehearsing. I'm listening to Back on the Block. I didn't hear nothing they learned. I heard nothing.
September was your song.
Yes, sir. Because it was take 6. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. It was take 6, Doc. Y'all know that.
God.
I listened to that song the other day, and I was like, this song is literally almost 40 years old.
Yeah.
And to this day, it still sounds like they just did that mess yesterday.
It's 35 years old this year because that album came out in '89.
Mervyn Warren.
See, there go Terrence again. You see that, Tony? You hear that?
Facts.
You saw
Facts.
That's it. You don't argue that.
Who
just says it was back in 1989? Who gonna argue that?
I mean,
like I'm gonna be like, no, it was 91. Like who gonna do that?
No.
Like who gonna argue that?
Technically,
it wasn't in the night. It came out in '89 because I'm gonna tell you when that's why Take 6 was on the album, because their Doo-Wop Bebop album that came out in '87. So when they got on there, it was literally like a year and some months after when Quincy Jones like kind of discovered them. And yeah, I remember that. But when that man died, you talk about depressed. I was depressed.
Yep, 1989. Bro. Yeah.
See, told you. I knew it.
Just want to make sure I was right. No, I didn't want to make sure I was right. I want to make sure I was accurate.
See?
See, ain't know about it.
That's what I'm saying. Avery said that. You tried to change the word. That is true.
You can't
But for
shade
me,
that.
it was
Terrence was
less about
always eating. He was never late, and I mean, he was always eating. He was always
And
late,
he's
and
never
he was
wrong.
never wrong.
Never wrong.
I
Never
just
wrong.
again, as I
People
said,
would
I
go
like to
against
try to
Terrence,
keep
and I would sit there and be like, "You do
it ain't
know
gonna
you're
work.
about
You
to
know
lose
you're
this
about to
argument, right?"
lose, right?
You about to lose.
Hold on, let me get my Chinese food. I'll be back because I want to sit and watch this. It's not going to end well for you at all.
And again, how did you order your food, Kevin? You said, "Hi, this is Kevin," and just hung the phone right up and never said
Tanya,
another word.
I know.
I would
They,
call
they,
Ming's Kitchen,
baby, how
and
many
they
They
times
was
did they
say,
tell
"Hello,
you?
me."
201-742-5722.
Yep.
And
Still
I
We
say
would
should
that.
call
call
them right
them.
now.
Yeah, and I would
973.
need it, but I
973.
would literally sit up there and say, "Hello, hey, how you doing? It's Kevin. How many order? 2. All right, 10 minutes."
And by the time he would, sometime if he wasn't driving, he could walk to the. I mean, Mings was like about 5 blocks, 6 blocks, something like that.
It's a 9-minute walk in the snow, so it
Crazy. That's how
is
you see
nothing.
in your phone.
Yeah, they put my name in their menu. They sure did. Yeah. Or people would go in that knew me. Hi, how you doing? Oh yeah, I'm related to Kevin. Kevin? Oh, where he at?
He don't come no more.
Come down here. We don't see him.
Things are.
Oh, you say he live California now? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Tell him when he come back. We need to see him. The guy that got killed, the one I think he was the owner.
No, he didn't get killed. He got kidnapped.
Oh, damn.
Well, let's go that route then. What the heck? What you mean he got
Remember? Oh,
kidnapped?
no, you remember this. If you remember, what was Ming's their what you call it, delivery car? It was like this old beat up Nissan something on the
It was a stanza. Was
whatever
it
it was.
something like that? Yeah.
And remember, it was white, and like somebody, you could tell like something had happened to it, and somebody like took regular just cans of white paint to try to cover up whatever had happened to it. And
Right.
Oh,
so
damn.
if you remember now, for Kevin and for all of us Patterson people, this will make sense. You know where Ming's is. Ming's was the one place. It didn't matter where in town you lived, they would deliver to you.
Right.
They
Yeah.
delivered, and this particular time, they delivered. At the time, there was these old apartments that were right next to Canaan Baptist on the 22nd Street side of the building.
Got you.
So they were there, and somebody had called the order in, and the guy took the food in there to take it. You know, that's why they don't come out to the. That's why they don't go upstairs no more. You got to come out to the car to get your food. But he took the food there, and these guys called themselves robbing him and trying to do something to him. But here's where they messed up. These fools, after they robbed the guy and kind of beat him up and just left him in this building that was clearly abandoned, these fools was driving around Brook Slope with that car.
Wow.
Dumb.
Now, Brook Slope is a housing complex that's literally on the opposite side of town. It's now Patterson ain't huge, but it's still a good little ways from where the store is.
Preakness.
And these guys was, and see, the thing is, everybody in town knew that delivery car because this is the car. The Mings would deliver. It could be 20 feet of snow outside. You call Mings, they open and they deliver.
Wow.
And
Can't beat that.
As it's told to me, when they saw the car up there, everybody in town had heard about something happened to this guy. At this time, nobody knew where he was yet. All they knew was that he left to take food, and that people were calling, "Where's my food?" And and they couldn't find him. They said that them people up in Brook Slope got a hold of them boys, and they beat the brakes off of them.
Wow.
And they beat the truth out of him. They said, "Oh yeah, he's in that building on 22nd Street." And they got the guy, and they got to the guy, and he recovered. He had a little rough time of it, but he recovered. But it was crazy.
Wow.
I thought this one of them get shot or something like that too.
Yeah, one of them died.
I don't remember that. I'm not saying it didn't happen.
No, one of them got killed. He was delivering food.
Yep.
And he went to deliver somebody's food, and they opened fire on him right in front of whatever house he was at, and they killed him.
That's why they shut down the first time.
I just don't recall that. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I don't recall it. But.
Yeah, it was bad. And I thought it was actually the guy, because remember the one owner, he had kids that worked there.
Mhm.
It was a young guy and a young girl that worked there. And
Well,
I don't know,
this
man.
particular one, I don't think he was related to the owner because we remember the owner because he owned like about 3 or 4 restaurants.
3 or 4. That's right. That's right.
But
Yeah.
one in Patterson, and I forgot where the other ones were. But the bottom line is he owned a few of them.
Yeah.
But like I said, when he sold it, it changed because the menu, not the menu changed, but the recipe changed, and it never had the same flavor. It never had the same taste.
I ain't been there in 30 years, so
you ain't missing nothing.
About it.
I stick to UT. UT ain't disappoint me.
Yeah, I there's another one that opened up right up the street, right at the corner of Market, excuse me, right at the corner of Broadway and Madison.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one if I'm getting Chinese food, that's the one I get from there. And then when I'm in Hackensack, there's this one particular one called Oriental that's right on Passaic Street next to 7-Eleven.
That's the only one I go to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a Chinese restaurant by my mom's called Kevin's that they closed down too. And I saw that name. They had some good food,
but I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of confidence in a Chinese restaurant named Kevin. it just and it's not nothing against you. I'm just saying, just in general, you know.
Yeah, that ain't their name, right?
I get it, but it was good though. I had a chance to sample it. It was definitely good.
Well, that's like there's a fish market that a lot of us frequent. That's down in the farmers market, and the name of the fish market is Sarah's. And I'm like, why? And it's definitely people of like Asian background that are running this place. And I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. But the fish is fresh. Fish is fresh, and so it's good.
Do you know down here in Chinese restaurants they actually hire Caucasian people?
I believe it. Well, think about where you are, Avery. Think about where you are.
No,
they
but
do
also
what to
down
Caucasian people?
they hire
They
them, but also down there, if you hear the Asians down there, they have a southern drawl. It's
they do. When I was in Tennessee, this man was like, yeah, so you want pork fried rice? I said, excuse me, where are you from? Murfreesboro. What?
Because they assimilated to the culture of where they are.
Listen, I don't care what language you talk, as long as they rice is yellow.
Lined up and ready to go.
Nah, the rice down here is white.
You heard me?
I can't do it.
You heard me?
You can, baby. You eat it now.
You have to have every restaurant ready for us when we get there in July.
Unless it's what Steak and Shake and Waffle House.
Well, I never say no to a good Waffle House.
The crazy thing is, you have to eat outside of where y'all going because there's really literally nothing there except for like high restaurants.
Yeah,
like
because it's a golf course, right?
No, I thought it was downtown. Is that downtown?
I'll tell you in a minute.
I thought it was a courtyard or something like that.
No. It's a embassy suite, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I'll tell you in a minute because I already made my reservation, so it's in my app. Hang on.
The only thing around there is like Hooters, Eddie V's.
Eddie V's.
Eddie V's.
That's a upscale joint, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all they got up there. What's that other one?
Embassy Suites by Hilton, Charlotte Concord Golf Resort.
Hilton Concord.
Yeah, Hilton, Charlotte, Concord Golf Resort.
Concord.
Y'all not in Charlotte proper. Concord is 20 minutes outside.
Concord is like 5 minutes from me.
Well,
but it's probably cheaper for them to go into Concord versus going into Charlotte for convention.
Bro, but there's nothing there. Like
I know exactly what hotel is.
So Big Mom and them gonna be pissed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, well, it's not far from the mall in Concord.
It's by the mall, yeah. The mall ain't really
not anymore.
But they got what they got over there? A Steak and Shake. They got a Freddy's. They got a Burger King, a Wendy's.
Is there a
There
Waffle
was a
House in
Texas.
the
There was
general
a Texas
proximity?
Roadhouse over there. Is
There's a
Texas
Texas
Roadhouse?
Roadhouse here. That's there. There's a Sonic. There is a
I
Waffle
mean,
House.
Waffle House. That's what I need.
Yeah, Waffle House is well, it's not walking distance, heck no. But it's 2 minutes away from where y'all staying at. And
Hey,
guess
we're gonna
what?
keep talking, but we off here, y'all. We done been sitting up here letting everybody know where all the food places at. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yo, that's right around the corner from the speaker.